lighting up the dark, but there's nothing I can do. I can never get to you, so I'm looking for a miracle. Like it's somebody be so beautiful, yeah. It's only a dream, it's how I feel. You deserve better than me. Nothing I can do. I can never get to you, so I'm looking for a miracle. Like somebody be so beautiful, yeah. It's only a dream, it's how I feel. You deserve better than me.
Zadalo, कैसे Are you guys ready to watch Mumbai on tops? Are you ready, chat? Mumbai on tops. सोने दे देगा ना अभी सोने जा गुड मॉर्निंग तुम लोग ये बोल रहे हो बेशर्मो, तुम लोग तो बाद में भी सो सकते हो, मेरे को तो ट्रैवल करने का इसके बाद। ला 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 ये लो सब लव यू यार अभिषेक भाई, thank you for the $2.
Proving why Brock went crazy last week, and then for Lev, Sato coming in from M80, same with Okeanos, both those guys incredible in challenges as well. These are just some of the best upcoming players coming out.
And Marna, I think it's extra pressure for these rookies that they're not coming in at kickoff. They don't have that lead up. It is not do or die to make champions, and both of these teams in a similar position, 1-1 over in Omega, and I think this game
total अच्छी जगह पे लोडिंग हो रहा है भाई।
a lot to define who the middle of the pack actually ends up being in that group. Because right now, besides 100 Thieves, it's pretty unclear who's looking strong.
Yeah, I feel like both these teams are pretty similar in terms of the caliber and the fact that they have such a high potential skill ceiling. All these players bring something really unique
का चांस है क्या चैंप्स का सब मैचेस जीतना पड़ेगा शायद दोनों मैचेस जीतना पड़ेगा प्लेऑफ खेल के जीतना पड़ेगा
NRG kind of playing
it's a long journey, very long.
Like Lev trying to play a little bit more team play coordinated versus a lot of their hero plays that they were caught doing. It feels really interesting, and both teams had a vibes update.
Top.
And the similarities, they don't end there, because both these teams had kind of had week ones, but they both bounced back in week 2 by kind of beating a Brazilian opponent in a pretty dominant game. Let's talk first about NRG and how they ended up playing into Loud, because this to me why it felt like the perfect game to get the rookies all comfortable on the stage and finally get to show the promise that NRG was hoping to deliver on after making these changes.
100%. It starts on Haven, which is Loud's map pick.
And despite having
countless first kills, 9 in the first half, NRG was still able to win out in dominant fashion overall, which is crazy. They were constantly able to
क्या
exploit
traveling कर रहे हैं
mistakes
अभी?
that
Boot
Loud
camp.
players were making
EWC
individually.
Watchparty है
And
ना?
then we head over to
अच्छा.
Corrode where they play this really unique KO look, and it was fantastic.
You know what's funny is when I was
Yeah,
watching
travel
these,
में
I
गाड़ी
was
में.
always saying that NRG is a defense-sided team because every
आगे
single
भाई,
time their
आगे.
defense side looked so good. Even if they didn't have the best start on attack, I don't remember if it was Haven, but they didn't have the best start. They came back on defense. They won like so many
Cheers.
rounds in a row, and I just thought that that was pretty much an attest to the way that they played, the way that
Binks
each player
भाई
makes their
शाम
own
को
individual
दिखता कैसा है?
decisions, and they can
मतलब?
come up as a team. And it's not really reliant on just Ethan IGLing specifically.
Absolutely. But, you know, if you're talking about the people who helped them run away with that defense side, I think
वो
we
तो
have to
2:30 है
mention
ना?
Brock. Why did I know
बरोबर,
when he
12:30
was playing in
उठना
Tier
पड़ेगा
2,
ना?
when you were watching him there, he was somebody
Ready
you
video
were
के
really
निकलूंगा,
excited
1
to
घंटा
see
दूर
here
है.
in VCT Americas. And he continues to deliver with a
बंद पे थोड़ा
standout
content भी try
game
करो,
on
Watchparty के
Sova
बाद.
on Corrode last week.
A Corrode is a map that was created
Month end को एक
to
vlog आएगा
just
बस.
have standout
बाकी
scan
सब
initiator
content,
players
variety
pop off.
games,
I mean, if we get this map today,
बकचोदी,
I would
मस्ती.
be saying the same thing about Calm, to be honest. Brock and Calm are two of the scan
सारा
initiator
champs
players
के बाद.
that are so good at taking advantage of the Odin, having like gimmicky little lineups
ये
where you're going to be able to
salesman
catch
ignore कर
players
रहा है,
behind
इसकी-
walls. Brock was incredible
तेरी
last
last
week,
set पढ़ ले
dominated both
salesman.
maps, but Corrode
बंद
specifically.
मैं आपको
He's
बोल रहा हूँ
literally
मेरी
the kind of player that
जान,
would
आप
piss
हो
me
मेरी
off to
क्यूटी.
play
अच्छा
against
अच्छा.
him. Like he would just annoy the hell out of me on the
Yeah,
other
he's
team.
the rage quit enemy in ranked. Like it's so
देख
yeah.
कैसे
Yeah.
सकते
They're
हैं.
literally
तो-
just standing anywhere, getting bullied by the Odin. They're also playing a like solo. They're not like playing like a double
Racist
scout
बातें
like
ना
what
करो.
Bees is doing. So
Yeah.
his util is super important. You have to get value with every Sova dart, and he just kept on doing that. But he's not the only rookie.
You have
on this
access
new
to
face
right team.
for NRG.
You can
Mata
capitalize
is standing by
on
with
it.
Liz for an arrival interview.
मेरे फाफा का है क्या रे राइट टीम? हाँ, मैं कॉल करूंगा. हाँ हाँ राइट भाई. हाँ, एक 1v1 मेरे को 4 सेकंड के साथ करना मेरे चैट के लिए कंटेंट. सुबह कौन सा पानी पी रहे हो रे?
and kind of deconstructing some things that just didn't work for us and kind of going back to a more simple playstyle.
Well, best of luck today.
Wanda, good morning.
With this
Panipa
team
looking
picking
very
up
good,
new
very
rookies,
nice.
losing out on Finesse, who was the leader for so long, and having to put Ethan back into that role.
I
Of
mean,
course, you have to
still you can
reinvent the
do
identity a little
some
bit. But
content with
you talked
Indian
about how
right team.
good their defense side
Yeah.
was in that last week. I think that was true in their other games as well. But
हो
there,
जाओ.
they stepped up a lot on the attack side, and I thought the way they were
मेरे को
calling their
वॉच
mid-rounds
पार्टी
wise
एक्सेस मिलता है,
looked
मेरे को
much
वीपी
improved
पॉइंट्स
from
भी नहीं
week
मिलता
1.
है.
Yeah, this round
Content
right
के
now
लिए
was
सो जाओ
a
रे बाबा.
turning point in the
Please.
game where, despite Loud being able
हाथ
to
जोड़ता
find
हूँ.
early
सुबह
advantages,
5:30 बजे
were
मुझे ना ही
getting
गाली देने
success
का है,
mid
ना ही
and
तेरे को
late
समझाने
round,
का है.
being able to pick off Loud players that were isolated. Maybe someone worked into a bad position, and they would immediately exploit that to bring things back into their favor.
I really felt like they did such a good job of switching up the pace as well, making sure they stray away from just that slow default
morning,
at the
Bang Bang,
beginning
good
of each
morning.
round. And
Right,
like
be
Mata
like,
said,
हाँ.
like they lost their identity. I feel
क्यों
like
नहीं
they
ये
found
कर
it
लो
by
पहले.
being really good at balancing those fast-paced rounds as well as the slow, defensive, slow attack rounds. It was just like, I felt like I saw a different
Sorry भैया,
energy
I
than
was just
normally saw.
asking. So
And
when I
it's so
said
good to
no,
see
you
that
should
from
understand
Ethan
ना.
in particular. I
Yeah.
think a lot of
Why
the
are you
community
making me
narrative around
explain?
him goes back to when he was playing on NRG before and leading at that time. And I think people really doubted how good of an IGL he really could be. But
तुमको ऐसा
he's
क्यों
definitely
लगता है कि
filling
ऐसा
into that role
भयंकर
more and
आइडिया
more,
तेरे
and
ही
he'll have
दिमाग
to
में
today,
आया
'cause
है?
he's playing against one of
और
his
6
former
साल की
teammates
streaming
on
में
that
मेरे दिमाग में नहीं आया
championship
करके.
winning roster of Evil Geniuses. That's of course Calm up against him in the server today. Two of
गाली
the
काहे दे रहे हो?
around
+1.
new build
+1.
rookie teams. There's a lot of similarities in what they have to do for their respective rosters.
For sure. You're talking about NRG finding
Maaf
their
karo, but
identity
control.
as a team, and I think a big part of that is the creativity around Ethan's KO, which was also
सुबह
so
सुबह
successful
भाई.
on the EG team with Calm. His KO during that championship
Good
run
night,
that whole
Bungo.
year
Good
was
morning.
so strong.
How did you get
and
Watch
last
Party
week, I
access?
thought Calm's
You grow
initiator
as a
play,
Valor
especially
streamer,
on
you get
Sunset,
Watch Party
while it
access.
wasn't always necessarily, you know, incredible in terms
Once
of
by
when
the
you're looking at the
20.
scoreboard, the impact that he was having with his utility was
Good morning, Dio.
so high. I walked
Manage
away
your
so
TPO.
impressed by both of these guys after their
मेरा
performances last
ginger
week.
Yeah, and I feel like it's really easy to
Minty है.
overlook an initiator's performance because you don't see it on the scoreboard, right? But you have all
ये
those
thumbnail में तेरी
crazy
body है,
mental setups that
obviously.
you've done for your team that goes beyond just like oh, the scoreboard has this or assists have this. You actually have to
कौन
watch
है
the
मोबाइल
odds
में
and
सारे
see how
इमेज
each
स्पैम
of the
कर
players
रहा
set
है
up their team. Because I swear, like
आंखें
sometimes
गई
it
मेरी
really turns around when it's just like that one flash at that perfect time that just hits and like.
एक तो दिन में मेरा बंदा एक वजह से
Yeah, and it definitely feels good in a world where Demon One's not playing in Americas this stage, where we're not having Bucio in the league anymore. To see these two guys who are part of that squad that won America's Champs Trophy at home in LA to be competing again in what will be a pretty big game for the standings. But let's check in with one of those former champions. He's outside with Liz.
Here with Com of Leviathan. Now I'm going to ask you a bit of a different question because we've seen Leviathan integrating their new rookies, Okeanos and Sato. In your mind, what do Okeanos do further to integrate themselves into the team better?
I think just for them,
Lev जीत सकते हैं
fully, just playing how they do all the time, because I think they're both individually probably some of the best players in the league. So I think the more they get comfortable on stage, the more you'll see like even like the most crazy rounds from them.
So I'm going to ask you is, remember, you're a world champion, 2023. I was there. I remember that. How have you been mentoring those rookies?
I mean, I've been doing my own thing, kind of how I've been doing, like, the last, like, 2 years, pretty much. But honestly, I don't want to take much credit away from them. They've done really good, just like kind of getting into our system and also adding their own things into like our system. So honestly, I'm just proud of them. Like, it's a happy big brother moment, I guess, or happy dad. I don't know, whatever you can call me for the team. So I'm just proud of them, honestly. All credit goes to them.
Well, best of luck today.
Membership खत्म हुई तो ignore
I think
चालू
that's a stage a
obviously
lot of pro players have to make in their career, where you go from being the one who's
membership लिया दोस्त को पार्टी दे कास्ट उस वाला दे दे यार
I'm just saying
दोस्त लोग गंदे लोग रहते हैं मैं हमेशा इधर
with a
रहूँगा
lot
बंदा
of
please no
young
news
incoming players, but you know, finding that kind of mentorship on top of just being a fragger is so important to have in a team.
Yeah, I really liked how Com mentioned that he also just let them do their own thing and build their own confidence, because I think a lot of the mentorship happens outside of the game, where it's stuff like making sure you are ready to play, making sure your nerves aren't there, how to get mentally prepared when it comes to the game, and then in-game stuff, making sure you're kind of pushing for confidence, pushing to allow creativity and being open-minded and allowing kind of your players to do whatever they want.
चालू कर दो वरना मेरा open mind भी close हो जाने वाला है.
It can be kind of hard. It can be kind of stressful, but like Com said, just doing his own thing and making sure they're confident is more than enough.
तब सो के लगता है अब सबके चैट पड़ेगा बंका. Excuse me.
What? Absolutely no one.
Okay, good.
I'm living for myself.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Let's move on and talk a little bit more about Leviathan, because they had a very similar story of stage 2 as their opponent today did, with that weak start to the stage, but then rebounding with their win against MIBR. This was a very similar story of getting the rookies in the right mindset for the rest of the stage.
True. Actually, I had to mentor Mitch last week because he's an old man who didn't know what a Labubu was on cast. So that's actually the last person I mentored. Yeah.
Aditya bhai, thank you for the membership. मेरी जान के today.
I have to say, I'm really impressed by Lev's performance last week. But honestly, I still don't even want to be that down on them about week 1 against Loud, because I think that was Loud kind of at their best. And
it felt like an overperformance compared to what we've seen in some of the future games.
Yeah, like I don't want to take anything away from NRG, but I think they played against a weaker Loud than Lev did. But still, massive credit to NRG for crushing them, obviously. But what Lev were able to do last week, and I mean, King especially, that was easily the best game he's played this year.
पूरा करवाता है लेकिन सैलरी टाइम पे कभी नहीं देते.
From King.
क्या करें आंदोलन?
You know, there was so much turmoil in stage 1.
ऑफिस में जा और ऐसा बैठ.
Boss the IGL, now it's King. He's playing duelist.
कुछ काम नहीं करूँगा जब तक सैलरी हाथ में नहीं मिलती.
Stability and
सैलरी दो.
Yeah, he's been playing insane out of his mind. I think he's been doing a
वरना
really good
for
job
granted लिया
of taking
जाएगा
his
तेरे
own
को.
space and making sure as that controller player, he's always putting his best foot forward. I feel like I've seen him play so many good positions, using his
के रूम में जाके
really,
एक
really
बॉस
good ways, and also making
से
sure
राइम वाला एक
that
सुना दे उसको.
he's holding it down for his team. It's
Thank
not
you,
just
love you, Binks bhai, love you.
like he is put into these clutch situations.
जैसे
not
इसके
because
50k
he is
वो
that
गिवअवे
controller
कब होने
player,
वाला है और
but
टाइटल में दिख जाएगा.
he just takes space and also like kills everyone while doing it, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, it's nice that this Lev team
It always
finally has just a
in
lock in IGL, but more than that, locked in because when we reflect back on it, that King duelist arc, that's just not him. That's just not those are not the pages he needs to be on. He's at his best even in terms of
Goku, thank you for the 200 मेरी जान
when
के
he is
उठे
just locked in playing the controller roles. That's what we saw last week, and that's what I just want to see more of.
Yellow.
The roles make sense, the leadership
Cheers.
structure makes sense. This Lev team
200
just
watching
makes
special.
sense top to bottom now.
And
Everything
that's the
is
stability
as it should be.
that they've gained because they picked up Okeanos and because they picked up Sato, and that kind of fixed all these role issues. And you
और
saw
ये
it in
टाइम
your
पे जो भी
rival
लोग
walkout,
स्ट्रीम
you
मेरा
saw
पहली
how
बार
they
देख
played
रहे
last
जिसने
week.
स्कैन ने
Those
किया ये
two,
चीज
it
को
feels
स्कैन
like such
करो
a buff to have picked up two guys that were playing on the same team before
एकदम
and
free
already
है
have such an excellent rapport.
I was gonna say one of my
Scan
favorite
करो,
things
register
about
करो,
Lev now
predict
is
करो.
that their vibes are
Easy
so
money, easy.
good. I feel like everyone on that team is having such good synergy, and King is literally just
Free के
able
सब दे
to
रहा है.
IGL while allowing his
अगली बार
players
नहीं
to
दूंगा.
make that creative freedom to push and do whatever they want. He's able to do really good mid rounds
पचास
as
रुपए
well
दो
as
तो?
just fragging power
पैसे
overall.
अब
Yeah,
भी
the
खत्म हो
synergy
गए
is
मेरे
excellent in Lev. But let's see how good it is in NRG. Because Ethan and Sam, they've been teammates for quite a while, and we thought we'd test just how good they think they are at reading each other's minds in a game called Jinx.
Yo guys, NRG Valorant here, and
गुड मॉर्निंग
today we're
बंद
going to
भाई
be
गुस्से
playing Jinx.
में क्यों चले गए थे मैंने गुस्से में गया पागल हो गया say the same word at the same point on the count of 3
I got the word, you got the word. To preface, we actually didn't say anything, but I feel like we're going to get it on the first go. Alright, I'm in.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Alright, 3, 2, 1,
Go.
ascent. We want to get
Yeah,
to the
we wanna-
word.
We want
Alright.
to get the same. Okay.
Now you
Blind,
gotta go.
blind.
3, 2, 1,
So,
find.
Bro, how do you go
I-
from
I'm
ascent to
close.
blind?
No, I see where you're at. I see where
You
you're
know
at.
what I mean?
I see where you're at. Okay.
Okay, but wait, think about everything I just said, and then think about what you said.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I'm
got
in.
it.
Ready?
Alright, 3, 2, 1,
Sky.
recon.
Breeze.
Oh, I've been saying initiators.
Ah.
You're saying maps.
Mother
What
only
initiators
old
on bind?
टिबोन ने बोला
Ascent
है
Silva,
कि लुंगी
bind
में
Sky.
लेवितान आएगा
He said recon,
इस
I
साल
said Sky.
your views on this
Okay.
Okay.
Next
टिबोन
one.
भाई
I'm in.
3, 2, 1, bird.
Initiator.
You are terrible.
टिबोन ने बोला है कि लुंगी में तन
Bird
आएगा इस
initiator.
साल
I don't know where you're going.
किसके लुंगी में आएगा
Alright, next. 3, 2, 1,
Dog.
flash.
We're low-key getting
I
there.
see. No, now I see where your head's at.
But now I'm lost.
3, 2, 1, heal.
Cucumbers.
What?
The sky hole.
नहीं समझा
It's a
मेरे को
cabbage.
Oh, the cabbages. Okay, I got one. I got one. But like, it makes sense.
Okay,
But
3.
just think about it.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1,
Shock
drone.
dart. Ooh.
Okay, there's only
Agent
one.
same था agent same था
3, 2, 1,
Hunter's
Sova ult.
Fury.
Same thing.
Yeah. I feel like we're gonna get it on the first go.
What was that, 12? You know what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking the same.
$3 का सब्सक्राइब किया $5 का
Watch.
मेंबरशिप मिल गया views
Some
on
of the
टिबोन
answers
1
were
million मिल
crazy
गया
in there.
Me when cucumbers is on the map.
Yeah,
that goes
my
crazy.
favorite
That one's
ability.
cool.
Oh, Sky has cucumbers, guys. Watch out. Who can remember it's a cabbage? So,
Good morning,
let's
sir.
talk a
Good
little bit
morning.
more about Sam, because he's had a really good year thus far with this NRG team, and for the first time in a while, it's kind of broken up the bands, playing without finesse, and still being that top-tier controller player that we know he is.
Yeah, I loved his Viper last week on Haven, especially on the attack side.
वरना मैं
We
सीधा
saw
10,000
before, we've seen
नहीं
it there
देता
again, that round where he had the Sheriff, and that kind of early tide-turning moment is when he was able to
Loser round
work
मेरे को
on the
देखते
B,
तो
get a
किसका
few
कितना
kills,
matches
win
हुआ
out that eco round. But the utility that he had throughout
कौन
that
playoff
Haven
के लिए
game I thought
qualify होगा
was
मैं
really
बता दूंगा
fantastic, and then he kind of just put on a show when we go over to Corrode in terms of
अब जब
fragging
thank you
out
for the
on both
$1
halves.
मेरी
Ends
जान
up
कर
getting,
दे
like, 18, 19 kills, something like that.
You know what's
That's
funny is
free
I
का मिलता
tried
है per
watching
month,
both games
that's free
from the
का
first week and the second week to understand exactly what it was that changed for Sam. And honestly, I can't pinpoint
Your
exactly
favorite
what it is.
region?
I think overall it was just a team thing, but it really
Fighting
felt like
wise,
he was playing at his own pace, using his own util for himself and setting himself
specific.
up for success. And I think that was
Strat wise
kind
ये
of
भी
a
है
game changer for him, because not only that, he also like unintentionally,
अब ये मत बोलना
intentionally
China
started
question
setting
mark.
up his
मैं
teammates
देखता
for
नहीं हूँ.
really good rounds, and he ended up playing that Senti role, the controller role as a Senti and holding down sights when he needed to,
बाकी
and it just ended up being
पैसे
super
yes.
sick with his lurks as well.
इसलिए
And in a
आज
team
10
surrounded by
second house
rookie
के
players, with
ना
him
इसी
being one of the
month
more
की बात
experienced
होगी
members, I think you want to see him willing to
ये नया month का नया
take more time for himself, make more plays like that.
Startup
But there
अभी
are other
सोटा है?
guys who stepped up as well. One of
मत
whom
करो यार.
is Mata. He
भाई,
pulled
please
out the
चालू कर दो,
Waylay
please.
last week, and we haven't seen a ton of play on that agent here in Americas. What did you guys think of that pick on Corrode specifically? Was it a one-off gimmick or something you want to see more of?
I'm down to see some more of it. I like this look from them on Corrode a lot, and I kind of like the wider point about NRG with it, which is that this team is experimenting. They're trying some really interesting stuff, but the Waylay did find a lot of success. The offing was great. Overall, I'm a fan of it, though I am scared that the Waylay can become one-dimensional just generally in how the agent is played, because I think that happened earlier this year when Waylay was debuted like on
You think like
Ascent.
G2 trying it on Ascent
Yeah,
and having to switch away after a couple
It was
games.
too one-dimensional, it worked, and then it kind of stopped working too quickly.
I think it helped them establish the faster game style that they were looking for, but I agree. I don't know how long it's going to last, because it is just kind of like, I feel like it's similar to like a breach comp where after a while you kind of predict what's going to happen.
But I think what it shows to me is further of how deep Lotus agent pool on different duelists is, because he had a great performance on the Waylay. His Neon is world class. He's looked good on the jet, but like, he is really flexible, and you can easily one-for-one a lot of different agents into that
He's
combo.
going back to the Neon on, he hasn't played Neon on Corrode yet, but he could just swap to the Neon on Corrode at any point, which is, as of right now, the highest percentage agent, duelist agent pick on the map. So I expect that if the Waylay at some point doesn't start running into a brick wall, easy change, you know.
For sure. As a little update to you folks at home, we have a little bit of a delay on stage right now. We'll let you know as soon as we have more information of the cause and the time frame. But while you wait, let's check in with Sato. We spoke to him earlier about some of the pressures he feels making his Tier 1 debut.
But the pressure that I refer to whenever I say that I'm nervous and during matches is more like, oh, I need to play well, my team depends on me. That's kind of the pressure that I feel. So having eyes on me is honestly a blessing. I mean, it just shows that I deserve to be here and that I'm actually good because
भाई मेरे को इतना मालूम है जैसे मैं यहाँ पे स्ट्रीम एंड का बटन खत्म होगा ना सीधा स्क्रीन पे बोलेगा टेक पॉज खत्म हो गया. It was a very short pause.
To people in the Brazilian Valorant scene about the future of the region, what new Tier 2 talent is going to get scouted and picked up, and I think
क्या मुझे अपनी जॉब छोड़कर कॉम्पिटिटिव वैलो ट्राई करना चाहिए. मैं डायमंड हूँ, वेरी गुड बेकार गेम से जॉब करता हूँ बट वेरी मच इंटरेस्टेड. भाई बॉन्कर्स करके एक टीम थी, सारे एडल्ट्स प्रो मैक्स, जॉब करने वाले ऑफिस लॉन्डे पार्ट टाइम वैलो करके प्रो सीन में आए थे. वो बता लगे एनएच के बाद में चले गए, बट आए तो थे भाई. तो यू कैन ऑलवेज डू पार्ट टाइम गेमिंग, ट्राई योर लक, ट्राई योर स्किल, एंड इफ यू बिलीव यू आर द वन, then you can always leave the job. बस भाई कैसा? गुड मॉर्निंग से बढ़िया. बंद भाई, will you take another trip to Riyadh or no? दर्द दिला के कम हो जाते अगर मैच शुरू हो जाते.
Something kills, straight up won it for Lev.
Outrageous. And can you remind me, and remind the viewers
आप
as well
कभी
about
भी
like
लॉबी में
his
मिले
story
नहीं,
a little
मोटो हूँ,
before
क्या
that,
नसीब
playing
होगा, I
in
don't know.
Ascension
मैं मुंबई
as
सर्वर
well.
नहीं
He made
खेलता.
a reasonably deep run there.
Yeah, they made, I mean, his team
नींद
made
आ
a
रहा है.
deep run.
Dolores,
Dolores made a good
सोने
run,
का
but
मन
they
नहीं कर रहा.
just didn't end up making it all the way. And when it comes to
गिली में
Brazilian storylines coming out of Ascension, obviously
तो है,
TG
मुझे
take
नहीं आ
it
रही
because
थी.
they came into that tournament as an
जा
underdog.
रहा था, अभी तक
Dolores
आप
were
live हो,
more of a
keep the grind.
favorite. They
Thank
were
you.
the
नाम
winners
पढ़ लो,
going
इसका
into that
समझ आएगा
tournament
सब.
of the most recent
किसका?
of the most recent stage in Brazil. And then 2G, who were perennial third place all year, just out of nowhere won. So they, were the main story, main talking point
I think
coming
a lot
into
of people thought it was
VCT.
like an M80 Dolores finals going into that, maybe something like that. How it didn't pan out that way, but he's here regardless, and it's also cool to see him alongside Okeanos. Both those players have just had really good debuts thus far, playing great last week too.
Yeah, I feel like they haven't had trouble on stage.
Oh my god. क्या ये मेरा लेजेंड गोट यूट्यूबर का नाम रखा है इसने?
I want to see them play double duelist at some point.
It would be so sick.
Give me the double duelist with them, with
आपका
Sato on
पहले
Yoru. I swear it
कितना
would be so good.
पैसा आया था वाईटी
If they
से?
start running that,
दुनिया में जितने भी लोग हैं ना, सबका पहला वाईटी इनकम एक ही था, $100, क्योंकि वो थ्रेशोल्ड है. तुम लोग पूरा साल भी काम करोगे, अगर $100 टच नहीं होना तो तुमको मिलेगा नहीं. जैसे वो $100 टच होगा ना, वो तुम्हारे घर में आ जाएगा. नहीं मेरा असली नाम है ठीक है
little easier to pick yourself back up after a tough loss when you do have a player like Calm on the team. That veteran presence definitely impactful there. And you know, talking about this guy, he has also had, I think last year, this is more the story, a bounce back in people's mind of how
as the winner of
in terms of individual form. Because there was a while where
entertainment was always
underrated Calm.
Yeah, I feel like for every player or every team, you need to have a player that is somewhat of a rock. And I feel like Calm has been that person. Mithul has always done good and always contributed to the round. He's always managed to somewhat be fragging. Not always top fragging, but that's okay. And he's always been consistent. I don't feel like I've seen him underperforming as much as some of these other teams where you have those high days and low days. He's always helping out, and he's always that rock. So having that veteran is really, really good, and I think that Calm plays it really well. He's also
touch होने के बाद next month.
Yeah, I mean, there's just been since the EG champs win, a continued community conversation of where are the players going next, what are they doing next, and everybody was.
ठीक है कम कर दे वॉल्यूम 200 लोग में भी इग्नोर हो रहा है एक्सक्यूज मी सैलरी आई तो सोचा अपने भाई के साथ थोड़ा शेयर करूं थैंक यू नाइट स्ट्रीमिंग तुम देश के किस कोने से हो भैया जो सुबह के 6 बजे नाइट स्ट्रीमिंग बोला आई एम अर्ली मॉर्निंग स्ट्रीमर ब्रो अर्ली मॉर्निंग स्ट्रीमर मेरा शेड्यूल ऐसा है कि मैं अभी स्ट्रीम करता हूँ उसके बाद मैं जिम जाता हूँ फिर आता हूँ फिर मैं सोचता हूँ मैं इतना जल्दी जिम से क्यों है मैं वापस जिम जाता हूँ आई एम अर्ली मॉर्निंग स्ट्रीमर Alpha Monster, thank you for the 200 मेरी जान की रोटी
For a delay on the stage should just be a couple more.
गोल्डी भाई के सजेशन के बाद नाम चेंज किया from Danger Bow to Viltus.
Do you guys have someone from stage 2, one of the recent ads? There's what 3 of them in this game today that has impressed you the most thus far?
मैं मेरे बेटे का नाम गोटेश रखने वाला हूँ.
Like the mid-season added players.
Luke show for me.
प्राइवेट स्कूल में भेजना प्लीज पब्लिक स्कूल में भेजा ना बहुत गाली पड़ेगी तेरे को
I mean, damn, it's hard to pick. Unfortunately, I think I would probably pick a Luke show too.
Wow. Okay. Bruce.
But I'll be different. And I mean, if we get
तू और जिंक चेस्ट की 3 एक्सेस बता क्यों भाई मेरा एक्सरसाइज है
some high tier conversations as this year pans out.
You're looking ahead.
Yeah, if we get more Sato Yoru, that
मसूद अली भाई सारा पैसा 5 दीदी के लिए थैंक यू मेरी जान गिरडे
But I want a mentor, Sato. I got you.
But Lev, I can fix her.
Use that gift card and he will be working for Leviathan next stage. I believe in it. All right, well, we're still in this delay, but if you guys come down to the Riot Games arena, not only are you going to see some incredible Valorant, but more importantly, you're going to see some swag. Liz, she's got more outside.
Well, folks, here at the Riot Games Arena, we have tons of merch if you stop on by. We have some t-shirts for the nice summer days working out, or you can have a sweatshirt when it's nice and warm on summer days. But most importantly, these shorts are fire. And I actually might pick some of these up. And I'm here with Aubrey here, who works at the merch stand. Talk to me about, you know, we've got some new merch.
यार मेरे को एक बात बताओ, ये स्ट्रीम का स्टार्ट तुम लोग को क्या दिखाई दे रहा है? वायरल दिखाई दे रहा है ना? न्यू इंट्रो ठीक है भाई वो $20 का कितना मस्त है भाई सारा साइंड कैप ये तो सब कुछ है भाई
So stop on by the Riot Games Arena, guys, before I steal everything.
सब कुछ है भाई सब कुछ
And so sad that that'll be the last segment with Liz before she gets arrested for shoplifting. I would do the
हम
same.
नाइट शिफ्ट वाले 2:30 के बाद स्ट्रीम देखकर स्ट्रेस कम हो गए बिग थैंक्स एंड माय वाइफ
NRG versus
My wife, your wife stream.
On who you guys predicted to win this game.
भावना पाउचलीस
This one is a little contentious. A bit of a 50-50. but there's only 2 NRG predators.
I don't think that's
Spelling पहुंच गया.
actual odds
Love
of
you.
this game. And if I were to put down the line, I would say
कितना बड़ा स्ट्रीमर बन गया ये $20 कुछ नहीं इसके सामने.
maybe
कौन सा $20?
347 for Lev. You know what I mean?
What made you go for Lev?
What made me go for Lev? So far, I think I've just seen a deeper map pool from them, and so I'm going to roll with them on that. And I think that some of the maps where the teams will be potentially playing against each other on today, like maybe if we get Bind, NRG have that in against 100 Thieves, and I like their defense, but
करके देख लो खुद आपका कमेंट.
absolutely
कौन सा
nuclear
कैप
on
वाला?
the map. So I think
तो 3 कैप में से वही कैप तो worth it था, सबका signed है
I
वो.
feel like they're really close in terms of caliber, but I think NRG just has that kind of solidified game plan, and I feel like Ethan calls
Language
mid rounds, and that's something that might just put them over the edge. Because at the end of the day, like they're starting to play fast, they're starting to play slow, they're starting to mix it up, and I think
इतना कम नींद की आदत अभी से हुई है VCT की वजह से या पहले से है?
Well, we'll see.
नहीं,
It is
VCT का
going
वजह
to
से.
be a close one here between NRG and Leviathan. Both teams 1-1 in the Omega.
कैश लटक रहे कौन से एक्सरसाइज करते हो? हाइट देने का एक्सरसाइज करता हूँ मैं. Haters को.
And Leviathan head to the stage.
Love from London, Binks bye, love you Shara bye. चालू हो रहा chat.
And here they come.
सुबह के 6 बजे
NRG and Leviathan.
Please 2-0 खत्म
Two
करो जो भी.
squads with a lot on the line, both making massive roster changes
बिना
coming
member के
into
chat नहीं
this
बढ़ता
stage.
ना.
And now for
Good
both
morning,
of
Vansh,
these
full
teams
support
trying
and love
to
for you.
prove
मजा आता है
they're not
आपको देख
just
के
a middle
रोज
of
all the
the
best
pack
बोलते
team,
एग्जाम
that
के
their
लिए all the
reinventions
best. Top
can
करेगा
bring them to
शुभम
the top.
bye.
The group that they're in right now, that Omega group, is
पहले कितना
wide
सोता
open to
lockdown
me.
के
You have
time
100 Thieves who
7-8
are
घंटा आराम
just
से.
kind of at the top by default right now. Their first 2 weeks were so impressive. But you look at the other 5 teams, and it really feels like any of them could beat any of them on paper. I mean, if MIBR kind of get back in the mix, right? And these are 2 teams that I think are genuinely in the conversation of they could make champs. There are 4 slots available. It is still so open.
Yeah, and I think for both the teams, some of it does end up relying on how well that they have these like Mata playing, Mata and Som kind of stepping it up. In that second week, they really put up a performance, and King going kind of crazy. Like, I really wonder if they can bring that kind of performance into this game, because that by itself goes crazy. And then you have 3 of these players kind of performing really well overall. So it kind of goes, you know, if they're going to go head to head, who's going to be on top?
These 2 orgs both have very high expectations set for themselves and by their fans. For NRG after winning the Soup League in the offseason,
thank you for the membership.
In Americas didn't quite live up to that. Now their chance to show that they actually can be that squad after making some changes. And for Leviathan, it was them who had the late stage 2 resurgence last year to make it to champions. But in this match today, we have the maps ahead of us. Corrode banned away, so we head to Lotus to start.
So NRG are going to have an opportunity to have seen Lev
Lotus
on Lotus
Bind.
just in the other week, where they played a pretty default look
Lev
overall, to the
Icebox
extent that
भी अच्छा है
Tex
वैसे.
was on the Killjoy even still, not even playing the Vice. Like, real old technology from Lev on that map.
Technology coming out.
For real.
एकदम basic map से भी.
I think that I'm interested in Haven.
Okay.
Because I think both these teams are really strong on it. But I saw that NRG, I really love their defense side on Haven, and we saw that their attack went crazy. But if Lev watched any of that, they know about the lurks, the Som lurks, the Viper kind of taking space by themselves, and I think that might be a little bit dangerous. But I mean, again, NRG, they still really
इसका talk show obviously हम भी थोड़ी देर पहले किया था members
some idea of what to prep on their opponent's
membership लेनी
Yeah,
है
like
आप
just
give me 3
one in the
reasons
prior
why
week.
should I
Yeah,
take
they were
it.
trying to hard anti each other there. Let's see what's coming out with the comps. I mean, this is just as meta as it gets from NRG, and then it's going to be basically the mirror, except for the KJ instead of Vice, unless Lev feel like getting the Vice in the mix, which I think is a good idea.
क्या dedication है, God bless you, Binks bye, love you too.
Stage of the meta, but we'll see what they opt to do.
Yeah, super excited to watch Mata on that race. He's always been stellar in that role. As we flip over to the other side, though, to Leviathan,
exclamation mark join
whatsoever. Get a little spoiler, and it looks like we're probably sticking to the same as there's that killjoy
Icebox
locked
वाले
again.
level में
And I
था
will say it's kind of interesting though, just to go back to the NRG comp
MLBR
for a
में है.
second, that they don't really have a natural.
एक reason
fit.
हो गया,
It looks
2
like
more
they're throwing
please.
the Vice if we go back to them, because they have Brock on it right now, and you would expect him to be on the fade, but it's Ethan on the fade. So, you know, not necessarily exactly fitting into the roles of the stats. So we'll see if Brock, who's typically an initiator, can perform on the Sentinel.
Yeah, we got some unks in the server ready to play here, and we've got a couple more standing by on the mic. It's Riv and Vansili for the call.
Tato मारेगा भाई.
We are ready to dive into this game, if you will, build a beautiful sandcastle out of it as they give us possibly 3 maps here. It should be a close one. Both teams kind of on the same trajectory and growth at this point in their stage.
Hopefully it's going to be a 3-mapper for sure, and you've seen it on week 1. The 2 additions coming in from NRG's side. Scuba didn't have the best of days. You're looking on the side of Leviathan. Both Okeanos and also Sato had the slowest of days. But the second week, both teams very clean 2-0s against our opponents. So yes, definitely they are riding a high, and which is why we should see the best type of series.
Now time to get that fast load in with Samsung SSDs as we load up into the match. And it is going to be on to Lotus NRG versus Lev. Let's see what they have here to start things off.
ये मैच का MVP
flyover. Sheriffs around. Scuba's actually going to buy into that. Just keep it anchored on one of the sites, possibly. Where's he at? No, the team's together on that right side. So we'll see if they big strength and aggression here towards Rubble.
Both teams definitely are looking to bait out utility at the very beginning as the bearers come up. First with a nade coming through, but no C's. So both of them going with haunts for information at first. The wall is going to slow things down for a bit, but definitely here on the side of the defense, NRG is looking for that fight.
Vice utility at C, they don't really have to worry about too much on energy side, so they're very happy to be staying up here towards Rubble. And this is going to make Lev sweat a little bit. They're prepared. It looks like they're continuing to move. They can continue to use that wall a bit, but to no avail, right? They're really not going to get any pressure out of it until they re-clear this position, which we might get out of these two here, but there's no good utility for it yet. So nice job by NRG so far.
But on Leviathan's side, they do. Sato was able to keep his paint shells going into this missile run in the mid-round. So now they have him pushed up here and is coming towards that C side. They can manipulate the map, but the aggression comes in from NRG.
Quickly pushing forward. Tax is able to answer with that other Sheriff. Scuba cannot go. As we see those two big guys go head-to-head here on the pistol round. And finally, that Rubble re-clear will come through, and it was the patience of Lev waiting for NRG's push to allow this to happen.
That was the power of the insert from Sato on that C side. The idea was already for Leviathan to throw paint shells, to sell that fake, and force the push forward. While the rest of them stayed patient at the beginning. Punished NRG on that push, but Ethan's looking to answer back. Scuba anchoring towards the A side, but looks like he's going to let the spike go down.
Util starts to come in, but the spike's planted 3-3. They're kind of just parallel amongst each other from that baby door into the site, but it's very low for the side of NRG. It's just Brock now with that ghost making his way around. One arc rose to try to get the flash away, but Okeanos is going to hit the shot that counts. And Leviathan come away with that pistol round.
And those players that were still alive in the server in the final moments of the pistols were definitely players that were looking really good here in that week number 2. Brock going into 1 versus 3, but also finding a lot of that success playing as the initiator role. You're looking at NRG's comp. He's playing the Vice here. And this is nothing new. They've been playing this throughout this quote-unquote off-season right after Toronto and testing out this composition. They had great results coming through, so but just too much here for him to handle. Leviathan has a very clean pistol towards the end. NRG looking to fight back, and it's easy pickings from Sato with this outlaw.
I can't really produce the raise nade with the fade, but they still try to. As Mata goes down right away, there's no follow-up there. And neither hit on the C's as Sato gets out alive. We'll see how many times the NRG just kind of tries to do that and keep Sato and the team away from Rubble. But it's not about Rubble anymore. It's a quick switch across the map, Vans.
It's a good read. Very, very easy pivot. Sato saw a lot here with the outlaw. The door got opened by Som towards the C side to B, so Leviathan knows it should be weak on that side. NRG looking to play potentially damage or die to spike. And you're looking on the side here of Leviathan. Not too many people got that many kills in the first and second round, so maybe Leviathan would hesitate to send somebody on the hunt. Maybe Sato now with the Spectre or King with the Ghost.
साटो अपना स्पेक्टर किसी और को देगा और साटो लड़ेगा.
The timing they're waiting on this just allows the knowledge that they don't have to make too many moves out of the position that Leviathan has right now. It's just these pistols looking for a few exits, maybe a few more hits here before they go down to the spike. Nice job by Lev to get that second round.
Yep. The last 2 rounds here, Leviathan haven't really been going for this type of C-side control, maximizing orbs on that side, so they will be a little bit more slower to get this showstopper up for Sato as soon as possible. So this will definitely give a chance for NRG to swing things back in their favor. You're looking at it for Leviathan very far away from all of these players in terms of ults. For NRG side, already an Odin coming out.
What to do?
Looking at his replay though, you definitely saw Sato going with this pistol only, leaving the Spectre behind so they could still maximize at least what weapons they can bring into the gun. So Spectre will still be there.
Population इतना बड़ा है भाई, कितने लोगों को निकाल देना जिंदगी से.
For NRG side, let's see if we can continue to get kind of the simplistic identity change where they're keeping it kind of the base strats and then varying those, right? Take the space, cover it, don't push too far. Play that triangle defense, and it might actually get him in trouble for a second as Tex takes down Mata towards the right side, and they clear rubble here with 3. Now pushing NRG right back to the site.
Great job here by Som to throw the paranoia and fall back and save this Odin as soon as he was spraying out in the open, and that work came through from King. Really threw them for a loop. King has had an incredible map last week here in their victory on Lotus. Lots of multi-kills, but back into the mid-round. You saw the aggression coming out from Leviathan at the very beginning from the C side and towards B. They have full control now to pivot around the map, and NRG has no choice but to turtle back a little bit more. Silver lining, though, is that they still have the Vice util on the C site to get that late information. They'll get baited out by Sato now.
And Sato's seen that utility quite a few times. Don't know exactly how to get a few of that wall pop, find another one of the vines there. Now it's up to Scuba's bite that just hits the ground. Looks like it is going to be a full hit here from Lev. Yeah, they feel patient in their position, but can they hit the shots? Yes, they can. Brock is very big on Brock's extra vines there that come up for the play itself. And now it's going to be Lev trying to scatter around the back of sight and get the spike planted under pressure. Ooh, that's a lot of spam. That's a lot of Odin about to come through, but they hold on it for now. As Okeanos comes off that sees decay, it's going to be a quick plant towards the back, ducking his head down ever so slightly to get out alive. And now has to get over this gargantuan task of 3 players of NRG. Rolling through, that's just Sam not even caring, making the noise so everybody else can get to a position, but it's Sam that finds the target first. Is going to come through? Yeah, Sam, go ahead, take it.
Definitely felt there was a small miscom from Leviathan on the execution. The idea was actually pretty good. Bait out the wall, wait for as soon as the wall comes down, go for another stop and go. They wasted out the poison orb, the snake bite, and the flash, so there's no cooldowns coming through for NRG for the last hit through, but look at that. People blinded coming across. There was a paranoia that was thrown actually that hit some players, hit some teammates. Allows now NRG to pick up their gun round against the bonus of Leviathan. And it continues on. NRG continues to add this pressure of both the Raze and the Fade on towards this A side. The weakness is really towards B here as Leviathan at least identified the wall on C first. Which is why now Tex is starting to activate a little bit more quickly to try to control this front B side. And that will determine how Leviathan will work around the map at the minute mark.
A little bit more from Scuba right away here towards the C site in the beginning. You can see him hovering from Waterfall to B-Link, now back to B-Link. They're really trying to keep the defensive fluid on the side of NRG right now. And they already start to rotate a little bit towards off A since they have Mata inserted. Finally in this position. So maybe the round NRG can start to get in Lev's face a little bit sooner and not just for the retake here.
Potentially waiting for the next cycle of the next Haunt or even Prowler out. But all of Leviathan are grouped up, with the exception of that lurk on middle.
Well, the paranoia timing gonna be right in their face, but they actually still get Okeanos around to Mata. A beautiful Viper's Bite as well to have cleared the position, but everybody was blind in the instance, as now they start to take tree a little bit. Ethan will be able to fire back quick, but there's that rotation, or a lurk coming in from Tex right now that could do some big damage if they don't get the timing.
30 seconds left.
Have to come up with some great anchoring from Som in the back of the A site. Has the Odin to work with. We also have passive holds from Ethan with the Phantom. 20 seconds left. Leviathan has to activate.
But Tex hadn't come through yet. They have nothing else to worry about, and Ethan has full eyes on the door. just bottlenecking Leviathan as they come in there, and here are the shots now as Scuba does take down that lurk. A little bit scattered here for Lev as NRG are able to slow the round down, so Lev is making these last-minute decisions.
Definitely. Leviathan, at least, though, what's been going well for them is the rubber control towards the A side. Great utility with the Paranoia Haunt to get that ping on Tomato onto that pick. You see the idea, at least on the defense, Som is always playing towards that box, right by the baby door, so they could actually Paranoia and flash back, but they were just missing a little bit more util and support from Otto because of King's Viper Wall up on the A side that brings it up. But man, these guys, looking at the mid-rounding, the off angles that are playing, the passive angles from NRG, Leviathan's running that clock down and definitely not in their favor.
Confidently fighting.
Go back for the nade, the C's. It's gonna grab Okeanos on the way in. He goes out. Oh, Som finds one as well. Not even through the wall there, just a nice shot. Ethan is gonna trade one back here as it is gonna be just one after the other at Rubble as they look to get this round down with a few orbs on their side.
Som got so much value out of that Odin on that previous round, but yeah, it is the anti-eco, so they could allow themselves to be much more aggressive on how they're pushing through. Now Leviathan will have to come back into this game. We'll have the buy coming in through round number 6. And remember, with the orb maxing that they haven't been doing in the first few rounds by winning the pistol, the anti-eco, you're moving into this round number 6 where none of them actually even has their ult yet. Thankfully, a lot of them are at least one orb away, so you might get back into the cooking C-side control, trying to get control of Mound. NRG and Ethan might be able to read into that and maybe want to try to counter that side first, but looking at that radar,
no timeout.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it for NRG side. 4 players pressure on that end. Some jiggle peeking coming out from the side of Brock up towards that C site. Leviathan looking to activate a little bit more quickly in front of B.
And they just go for the nade that time at Rubble. So they still have good util if it goes for the other sides, other sites for the side of NRG. Okeanos has all talking about a few more pips that could be coming up throughout this round. See how they decide to use it, if they can get a big swing for themselves on the side of Lev. Comms figured out just towards the front of B, and they're actually trying to push this out of it. Get Mata online there.
Exactly, the Prowler's perfect here to get Mata into the line. They don't know yet for the side of Leviathan that the op comes through. But enough info has been done by a door opening up that Sato has picked up the Showstopper orb. Yet the wall hasn't been baited yet.
Waiting for that fuel to come back up. Just needs that second tick, and they might be able to make a move. They're going to give it a bit more time here to actually just cut audio and let the team get here. So even more fuel to get this work. You just hear the wall go up, and they have that knowledge in tree. Som can let them know what's going on. Nightfall comes down. Som's going to actually approach that, try to fight it head on. Nobody tempts it just yet, but Mata lights the fuse, and he's going to be able to take one down. Sato on the other side as well with flying rockets across the map of Lotus. And Tex does find his marks. It looks like Lev finally have that sight, but it's 3v3 still.
Still in a great position for Leviathan. With this plant, Calm will have to punish the op already on that side. Looks like they want to go quick, though. Trying to get that Nightfall towards that spawn. No pings coming through. An opportunity now for Ethan to lurk up. They don't really know that he was rotating from that spawn side yet.
Ethan draws eyes first. Team's able to lurk into the side a little bit, but the turret is still giving away the extra players on NRG that are trying to make their way in. Tex hits another one. Second in the round for him to open up the site, and it looks like Lev is going to be able to lock down a crossfire, but it's being picked apart. It's being picked apart by NRG left and right. Brock with 2 huge shots, and the defuse to come through for NRG.
What a clean retake towards the end for NRG. The Nightfall gave Leviathan so much space. Great information here as it gets no tether towards that top heaven that you would assume the rotate comes back from the staircase side. Tex gets a beautiful kill, gets the lockdown, able to waste the clock even more, but they were not set up for crossfires.
Yeah.
Calm playing inside of that pit. Just tuck in a little bit more easily here, and you're just giving 2 individual 2 versus 1s on the side of NRG for that take.
Coach
I'm very happy with that, definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, we got our own mind melt there.
Mind meld in it. We got it. It didn't take us 8. Just 1 that time. It only took us 8 before the cast when we actually tried. It's great to see you see Brock as we look at some of the players that are just coming into the scene, especially from the tier 2 leagues, and Mata, and as well as Scuba. And same on the other side, right? Okeanos, Satos, Bankar. And that's what they're putting up these plays in the league. They're showing their worth here in spots where they're being called upon in many situations.
That's definitely it. A good call out here for the NRG Leviathan, the players that came up from challengers on that side. So not only as we preface this matchup as two teams that are finding their stride since that week 1 loss, but also a lot of these players that have met against each other before. You talked on the side here for Brock Armada going through the interview saying, yeah, we kind of really know how Bankar sets up here the coaching style with the challengers, really at the same time in the tier 1 rather. And for Leviathan's side, Sato Delvianos already has that experience playing through the M80 rosters and other iterations that they played within challengers against these type of players. So it's a very nice little matchup when it comes down to the head-to-head, and definitely why we're definitely going to see that it's going to be an explosive matchup rather between these two teams. Change of pace though. After this timeout, it's still the soul alert from King on this A side. But you're staying so far back from Leviathan's over on C.
Different insert now. Sam is going to be the one up top instead of Mata trying to take that forward position. So they're putting a little more of that firepower move a bit or fluidly in the map as they move around to that left and right of B and C.
You're just kind of seeing these two players staying very far back towards that spawn. The reason why is because Leviathan's leveraging here. Calm moving forward with Okeanos to take from B control. So you can't haunt on that C now to get early fights or information on that side. You got to be mindful of the energy op of where Mata could be posted at, which they haven't found yet going into the mid-round. So now you open that door, you threaten that space. Now it allows for you to scale up here and grab the orb. And another rare miss coming out from Mata. He lost that fight earlier on against Timmy the Turret, but this time can get that pick in front of the B site. But Leviathan can still rotate across and goes for the late push towards A site.
Spins it around the 180, the move, 7 HP, Sam limps, the wall gets dropped. They said drop it, the comms come through, and so do the kills. That's 2 opening frags for Lev as they keep pressuring and now have an inserted A
he could still
as
delay.
They go to C.
Scuba still has the snake bite, but he's looking for the timing.
The hop goes up, draws his attention for a moment to make it indecisive, but he still finds the kill as King on the cross map.
Bro, 15 सेकंड टाइम में स्नेक बाइट डाल के क्यों नहीं लड़ा वो?
HP. Leviathan spamming across the wall, and unfortunately, Mata gets caught in a crossfire. Right over here, gets picked off. Som tries to go for the trade. But there's just too many players out in the open on the side of Leviathan and to fully take cover. So I think, if anything, I respect the play from Scuba trying to swing outside of his own orb to try to do the hero play. He's really good in these anchor rolls, trying to find timings, usually against their opponents, or against his opponents, rather. But there's 4 players from Leviathan running him down. Just couldn't do it.
Still buys are here. Sam with that Odin, so they have money from these rounds as Leviathan starts to poke back. Oh no, ooh, NRG say, okay, now we're gonna force your hand a little bit as they put the ult at A. Lev is already starting to get into C. Just a little bit more utility to pass themselves through as they wait for that wall to go back down. And the rest of the team is now fully able to enter the site, but it's given energy time.
Brock is already rotated across. Som's just killing everybody with Odin.
Oh my god, the spam's coming up onto the screen right now. Holy moly, Sam and Brock. Coming into position now from that right side as Sam takes the top of the site and they control it completely. Scuba finally comes around for one of the first lurks we've seen from NRG since they've been on their side of the map, trying to just cut down Lev, so that is a big change from them for that round.
Yeah, King has been definitely a thorn on the side for NRG with how he's been lurking well towards that A side, so you're definitely seeing that for the side of energy. You're trying to put the photo to nice spray transfer going into that one when you were but it looks like you want to match up Scuba against King on those lurk one-on-ones. But the repositioning, you already saw from the side of energy. They were looking to play passive retake on the C side anyways. Brock rotated all the way back towards the waterfall so they could play the Steel Garden for the retake if needed be. Now they get to save it into this round. And Leviathan's the one that has more slightly broken by in round number 9. Only a share protects. Same util coming out for rubble control. But this is just to rotate the map across, force the pushes, and there's the push in the fight towards B main. But energy is able to fall back.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's actually trying to get towards the top of A right now. Sam is calling for a little bit of pressure towards.
Yes, but how are you my fan? Do you understand what I'm speaking?
Taken here. That's a sticky spot.
Oh, not yes, not yes. No! Maybe.
Click, but it's still found out.
Maybe.
In the team trade. And that spike is running for the hills. It's going to be a C plant, but are they going to be able to get past everything at this point? Yes, they will. Walls down. So is Brock.
Maybe.
So this plant rather comes through.
What is your good
You're
name?
going to have that, I guess, lurk by Sato, but this is going to be an aggressive lurk from the Rays.
We'll definitely take the luck. A kill through the smoke and then the punish onto Brock, allowing Leviathan to set up on the pulse plan. Sato's still very far ahead, but has full kit to play the pulse plan in case his teammates fall down.
Ah!
They get there.
Timing Pro Max.
I'm just trying to listen for noise here so they can play Nanos to delay.
Relaying everything across, gets hit by the C's just on his ankle, tries to get the fight through. The Boombot's hit, drawing the attention of his opponent, saves his life. The Boombot saved Calm. And Sato comes up huge from the other side so they can take the win on that round.
Yeah, just great utility coming through. And I was on the side, Wyatt was mentioning on a desk, a very old school style with Tex coming in as a killjoy. Usually has tried a little bit of Vice, has tried some Cypher on the map too, but just the active information that you have from the turret. To get the information, if there's aggressive pushes coming through on the side of the defense from Nrg, you could try to punish that. But if not, you got a Nanos on the delay. It allowed here for Sato to take all of his time from that revolving door on the A site to be able to get the backstab towards the end.
Thank you for the membership.
Timeout now from Nrg. The rounds they're
Binks,
getting are very well read. They're at the site. We saw the one from the Vice wall where we actually, Lev decided not to have Sato jump the wall and then take it. They were divided. And with that little bit of time, Nrg has enough to rotate and get to the site. I think that's what Bankar kind of wants to instill, is if we have everyone there, the site is ours again. That energy huge for them. They're so clean in the protocols. They just got to wait for the package to get there.
Yeah. If anything, too, for Bonkar's calls now, I think they were still playing pretty decent. Valorant still far on their defensive rounds when it comes down to early round control, map control on that side, getting bubble control, mid-rounding. Just when it comes down to the chaos, identifying that Leviathan often going for these 20-second executions to try to get up a site. Now maybe you want to try to save a little bit more of that util like you did on that pistol run in that second round, to not really allow Leviathan to set up. Still noted at the beginning of the round, though, for Som. Same display on a 4-1 B site open for the taking of Nrg. And they're walking down to try to punish the King Wall.
Spike down, C.
Rock gets one on the right side there on the C. That's a crunch from that. Not crunch, but they get around the wall on both sides. Lev still has an eye on where every position is from that side of Nrg's push, and it's the one round they didn't seize, they didn't nade, they tried to creep up, and Lev was ready.
Ball's there.
He jumped through, didn't expect it to be the two-man fight, and now it's Tex versus Som. That Odin has been so deadly here, and it's not going to hit that time. Tex hits the shoulder of Som to knock the aim off, and then finds the forehead to get the round.
Just unlucky, because it looks like Som had first shot against Tex. But quick on the trigger, and basically we saw nothing but showdowns for that previous round. When that wall came down, it was a 3v3. Everybody's looking up on top. I mean, it became beautiful trades, down to a 1 versus 1. Good protocols for these trades.
Presence of mind sexy tha.
It becomes an aim duel towards the end. Better game sense on the side of Tex, knowing the rotation coming through from Som. We're tied 5-5. Change of tempo, Leviathan finally goes for an activation a lot more quickly towards the C site to get an early showstopper once again for Sato.
In we go. A little short on the hop, but still it's going to create the space that they need here. Playing in a dangerous spot, that line of fire right outside the smoke, but it's going to be enough to stay safe as the team's kind of coming in slow on this Vice util. Another uncle's flying through past Sato.
What a nice paranoia.
Yeah.
The idea of the showstopper was just to get into space to get this pit up. And now you can force rotates across, but the idea was there. The paranoia came across from Okeano so he could TP towards that spawn. He tried to crunch out with Sato, trying to go for the hero play up towards that waterfall, but only was able to pick up 1 kill. So now you force that wall down. Nrg will know the rotate's going to be happening. towards this A site.
My name is
down
Momo. I can understand English, but I'm sorry I can't type it. Thank you.
Map. Com still has so much util to get them all the way through.
He went for a deep prowler, took his time just to make sure he clears
I don't understand how are you my fan when I don't
Nightfall available too, that would allow for him to get the big backstab.
English very often.
He hits it.
In my streams.
Those ticks come out, is able to get the first kill
Is
himself.
it because
here.
I'm
Team
handsome?
is coming around from the backside. It's Mata and Sam, a deadly duo. As they're still waiting for one more. They all three get together now before they even try to go in as that too. And now it's left up to the king. Can he find the crown here on this round? Sees one head, goes for the delay on that spike. And it doesn't look like Ethan's gonna give much of a care until he gets to half here. They both just jump out around the corner. Simple teamwork, simple jumps. Textbook play from NRG will capitalize on the round.
No multi-kill clutch this time around for King, just like you saw last week, but definitely the game plan was there for Leviathan on that post plan. The only unlucky thing for the side of NRG is right here. Som's on a rotate, and Tex is probably like, what the hell are you still doing in spawn, bro? But he was still holding the rotate from the C site before he could meet up with the rest of the team, so unlucky from the side of Leviathan. But a great move for NRG towards the end to regain the lead here for this half. Not the best of buys for Leviathan.
Binks low fill कर रहा हूँ, अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है.
Man,
simple है.
Timeouts have meant a lot to both teams in this game so far.
Still one left to work with on that second
half. If you
half.
scratch at the right nerves,
oh, this play again.
You'll feel
but there's
relaxed.
actually going to be more heads for the side of Lev.
Step number 2,
down again. NRG has suffered 2 down at the beginning of the round. Quite often here in this first half, so to still have 6. They're controlling the rounds. They're winning very much so, keeping the money in their favor.
Tomorrow it's a new day, new me.
But also Lev trying to find a way to the site before the round is almost ending. And NRG seems to be snuffing them at the right spots each time. Here, this lurk from Scuba could give the info necessary, but he takes a shot, giving quite a bit of info over to Lev.
And it might seem here for Leviathan, you have to commit towards the A site, because for Calm, he was only jiggle peeking with a knife. He wasn't looking to fight here against the flank, because he only has a stinger to work with.
Chad,
so
please.
This will get the players ready for NRG, especially with all of the information from the Nightfall coming out here from Ethan.
You can see 4 tethers. That becomes very scary. You can hide, but you're not really hiding at this point. You see the Prowler super angry as it heads out. And now they continue to peek.
30 seconds.
Bola to na
clear
7-5
behind them this
6-6.
utility they'd want to use from forward. So Scuba really
Everybody
paying
back
off
up.
in the end there for making a little bit of noise behind them. Is he going to be able to do it from the side now? As Ethan starts it off, Scuba continues the fire. And now they're going to be able to close down towards B. It's going to be a tough catch.
You are handsome and famous in Japan. You're also my favorite streamer. Thank you.
An opportunity, actually. Leviathan could actually do this.
Arigato gozaimasu.
And it's up to Okeanos. The latest pickup now for Leviathan. He's looking to
Thank
walk
you so much, Mama.
Smoke to work with. See some cool smokes being thrown on the side here of earlier on today, if you've been watching towards the MEA, but Okeanos focuses on going for the ADS, isolating different fights.
Still pretty healthy, all things considered. Enough bullets to do anything if you can keep this fight going for a little bit. The flash is going to trigger. They see and they know. It's so hard once they start to work the steps towards that spike. Really tough to tell what angle it's coming from, and Brock is going to utilize just that angle. Make sure they get the kill. That's a defuse going in, I believe, for Ethan, so they're trying to get that Nightfall back up. Or Brock. One of them.
That said, though, it's nice that NRG was able to close that out towards the end. Scuba, for the second time, is trying to find a better timing here. I mean, he does get a couple of shots, but the second time he has a snake fight to work with that he could delay with. Thankfully, though, still a 7-5 half for NRG as they displayed a pretty decent defensive round on the map of Lotus.
Strong play from both teams. We'll see what second half delivers for us right after the break.
पहले bronze 3 था, अभी iron 3 पे अटकाओ. तो काहे sensitivity change करो? एक sensitivity का adjust करो. जितना तुम्हारा comfort level है, उस हिसाब से sensitivity पे रखने का. इधर उधर झाकड़ी मारने का ये exam नहीं है, समझ रहे हो? Just it is by. I am mostly younger to you, but I promise if you need to talk to someone, I am there as your younger brother. Titis, ye be, ye. Banku army, ye be. अपन एक दूसरे के लिए कड़ा हो जाते हैं अपना, समझ रहे हो? कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है बताओ यहाँ पे पट से प्यार देने को रेडी है। जापान में भी सेल चालू कर दो। नहीं यार कोई तो नया है यार बेचारी। साटो ऑन रेस भाई एक्चुअली साटो अच्छा खेला लेकिन Banks by love it Banks by Ascante to hard stuck who चेक पर किलो आज पैसे वॉच पार्टी करोगे नहीं बुट कैंप जाने का मेरे को।
Welcome back to NRG versus Leviathan. NRG sporting 7 rounds on that first defensive side now as they head towards attack. It seems like they're going to be pretty happy with that as they try to run for 13
gaming
here.
And streaming
PC
लेना हो
almost looked promising.
तो कितना खर्चा होएगा 1.5 2 तक तेरे को बढ़िया PC
we'll
मिल
trade out
जाएगा।
pistols for this map of Lotus. That said, though, you're looking at how NRG is currently playing with this interesting composition. I say interesting for them because it's not really the most comfortable roles when you kind of have Brock playing as a Sentinel. You probably expect him to play usually the fade for this, and Scuba not going for the Sentinel role as he's had that role when he joined the team, but you're definitely seeing that they're playing against Leviathan's lurks up towards his A side for rubble control and works out for a bit. And back into the pistol, NRG are looking to form it up here towards this B side. The wall allows Scuba to cross over towards rubble and big responsibility coming in on this side.
Fast in, relying a lot on Mata here to create the space. The right click's just wide of King as he finds it. But they still have the sight. The bodies were all they really needed to make the space happen here, and you still have Scuba on the right side. I say that, and he goes down. Sato somehow finds him just coming off the rubble. That's one last thing to worry about. King again. Can he protect his tower? He cannot. That's taken actually by both members, 2 members of NRG, which makes it even harder to retake the site. Spam through from Ethan as they get another kill onto the floor there. And this is just a smoke game. They're playing in and out of it, waiting for the sound to happen and just shooting at the footsteps. It's working beautifully. As Brock and Sam come up with that pistol round. 8-5 now for NRG.
Almost felt that there was a chance there for Leviathan to retake towards that B side. Tex played it beautifully. You saw from NRG side into Pulse Pen, they were looking to push towards that front. The Punisher rotates early. As Scuba got all of that information from the revolving door on the A side, that they had so many players from NRG coming through, or Leviathan coming through, so I gotta say, really pulled them across, but somehow you're playing inside the smokes, getting some smoke kills on the side of Som, and everybody just falls down like dominoes for Leviathan's side. Now bonus round for NRG, orb control potentially on this C site. Already the Haunt finds that full information. Expecting a trap play, that's why you're tapping onto that orb.
Yeah, cheeky. See if NRG peeks out, they'd be very, very sad. See Ethan going for that orb a little bit, backing up, topping the scoreboard right now for NRG. From that initiator position. Love you. Towards that right side now. Again, insert of Scuba. Trying to detect info, but Lev has denied all of it. They are walking right into this trap. NRG is.
Such a good read in terms of players that are there, but no C's, so you can't really trap it coming through. You're hoping the paranoia needs to do something for you to flood back.
Good luck on the Haunt. They know it's going to happen here. Mata once again, that first person, the Sentry, is going to be able to find it with that Phantom backup of the pistols and the Stingers is just too much for Lev. Hard no buy, I should say. They get through that one. Only a 1 kill I think from Tex, so 1 gun rebuy.
आज कॉफी नहीं पीऊंगा पर सुपर चैट करूंगा. Love you Arimanch bhai, love you.
It's actually quite nice too.
What's the sleep schedule? There is no sleep schedule. I didn't
4
sleep
rifles
since.
and a stinger. I mean, Leviathan again, they had the perfect read on the A side for that stack. Paranoia, Nade they don't really push behind it, so you're pushing the players back. You're allowing NRG to just re-enter the site with better weapons. And they just close the gap against them. Would prefer a little bit more of an aggressive push to follow behind that utility.
What's epic?
Speaking of aggression, it's Mata satcheling on the top, trying to break crosshair placement. Wow, but they continue to farm these orbs, and that's the difference versus Leviathan on their attack side. Now Ethan in the bonus round has a Nightfall to work with because they've been focusing on orb control and maximizing who gets planted, maximizing who's getting kills and kills plants as well.
Just
54
months of cast those membership.
Go for it, right? You're not using too much
कल बहुत मजा आया आपके
still
साथ
have
वीडियो कॉल
site
पे
take
बात करके.
potential. As we see right here, turret's down. Now Lev has to worry a little bit more and reposition somebody just to make sure that's covered. And this is what NRG wants.
मैं तो भूल गया था आपको.
Cleared as well. So getting a little bit of util just out of that turret takedown as Sato now is going to insert to the front of B.
Smart for Ethan to fall back though. You wanted a player inserted so you could try to sell a fake towards the C side. I don't know if Mato actually threw a nade out towards C because a little bit of that util towards the C side is now gone. So you keep those players at bay over the C site. Nightfall for info.
Oh, pakda.
Oh, that Prowler's angry. Couldn't find him off the tether. Tree is fully covered. They all actually dodge the paranoia. He gets one back, and that's going to be actually perfect coming through. Mata takes on Okeanos. The rest of the team is actually slowing this down quite well as Com finds two. King and Com coming up very big on this to just sweep the rug out from NRG.
And there's no time to plan. It almost felt Okeanos couldn't even play the game as he was hit by so much util after the nightfall, but yet was still able to delay enough. By just staying alive, tucked in towards that back of the site, allowing Leviathan to full rotate across. And Com supports him from the top ropes out towards heaven. Getting a nice little two-piece on his side, and even salvages the Odin left behind from Oki.
Loki and Miss Talk Show 2.
Winning off time.
So no, you are missing sleep right now.
Because it was a bonus round, they'll still have a pretty decent buy.
पंकु कल टाइम पे जगह देना वरना TYFS हो सकता है. जिंदगी में मैं लेट नहीं पहुंचा.
Another one from Lev would be absolutely huge, especially if they can just get free upgrades on this and not lose too many players. That's the big goal. This orb play once again.
भाई सुबह के 6:30 बजे कोई तो मुझे shout out दे रहा है यार. Love you यार.
Take that space if it is going to be one for him to take. Yeah, they actually say come back and take it. So it was kind of poked and the
क्या लगता है chat Lev जीत सकता है क्या?
So now crafting this here to back up once again. They have a little bit more pressure up towards B this time, but still seems like NRG is only happy once they work the map a little bit and see what util they can get out.
एक टाइम था 12 बजे सो जाती थी.
That's the thing. Mata hasn't really thrown the basic nade into the corner to break cage a util where Tex currently has it. He's just trying to probe, moving forward, see if he can hear the alarm bot. Just play the smoke, play it slow here for the set of NRG, which is contradictory to what he was mentioning before we got into this game. NRG want to be a little more quicker here on the attack side, but they're definitely working the map.
किधर है Imas किधर है?
With the clock going down at 40 seconds left.
काय reel scroll करने का तेरे को?
I think they realize they saw Okeanos alone once. They see it again here on the buy rounds, and they're going to consider this is something they can work off of and maybe condition Lev to. That would work out real well. They could hit Baby Door here with two going towards B. That bottleneck again cost the life of one member of NRG, but it still looks like that's going to be open space for the site, and that's exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, pushing Okeanos back. Trying to smoke up towards the staircase, but the two players looking up towards B. Too much here for Sato to handle towards Baby Door. A retake even more difficult. Two players trying to work together. It's Com and Tex fighting back towards the B main door.
मेरे एक साल ही छोटे हो आप.
They have position though.
मैं एक्चुअल में retake कर सकते हैं. अलग एंगल से आ रहे हो.
Oh, that was a shoulder. I think Tex saw a shoulder. No, he didn't. He turns away. They're actually going to get by just in time. Brock now on the outside. He is found, but Com's going to have the Odin. Is it enough? Oh, it is. That shot would have went right through, too. Com finds the kill.
I think he got the king through Com's leg, where unfortunately couldn't get the full kill through. That was a nice attempt, but it's tough to try to drive by against an Odin. Leviathan's able to play that retake towards the end, so that's perfect for NRG, to take over this B site. But Leviathan had their own pincer, opening that door on that B site, smoking and pushing the lurk back here from Brock. Not able to support the team.
What's next? One of our first B looks? Straight off the bat. NRG did this a little bit on their first round or second round where they had Mata jump through.
Undershot. Kya language hai?
The early part of this second half, but yeah, comfortably getting themselves in, knowing there's a buy on the other side. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Sato just sends it into the site. Mata's going to say, okay, if that's going to happen, you guys are taking a quick break. So Lev is not moving anywhere towards this right now. And there, whoa, Tex on the box catches him off guard, but a lot of NRG members are still kind of about the map, and this could make it tough for the full retake.
I'll have util to stall for the side of NRG, but all individual duels that we're about to see here on that side. Leviatan's wasting a lot of time on the clock, though. They have to activate a little bit more quickly.
Piano's forced to peek. Oh, he gets taken out. Brock can't squeeze through the door, though, and this is just going to leave the 2 members in.
No time.
Is it going to be enough for them? You're right, no time. They buy it. NRG is going to be all good on this round, and they get themselves to 10 here.
My ult is ready.
A little bit of antsiness coming out from Leviatan's side to initiate and engage the retake. Sato had a showstopper, but he went right away. I guess he was expecting that players were kind of grouped up so he could throw the rocket on the ground, but that trade allows Mata to get the instant rocket right after. That stalls everything on the side of Leviathan, and they just went off simply time for NRG with the spike going off, so just unfortunate we didn't coordinate that a little bit better rather on the side of Leviathan. Thankfully, they have a buy, but it's a glass Odin for Calm. Still trying to use util early, has Nightfall to work with, so maybe that's going to be the saving grace. So if it tags some players, you're low HP.
Excuse me.
Necessary trade from Okeanos there. Very big from the rookie. 10 HP though, is attached to the site. Yeah, it's not even off the gas too. As they rotate back over. It's been extremity work the whole time for NRG. They kind of own towards A, they own towards Mound and Rubble. That space, that is.
Yeah.
And now they just go towards whatever they think is going to be the softer one, partially through the round. Okay, still going. Thought they were going to take a breather there, but Brock takes down 2 almost immediately. And now the Spike's going to be wondering if it's safe to plant in sight as the util goes down. Sam is considering this, yeah.
Not when Scuba's already on that lurk. Here's a rotate across. Here's the Odin ring.
There it is.
NRG now at 11. With that said, you mentioned, yes, great control on the side of NRG on both extremities for a lot of these rounds on the attack. The only time they really went quick towards B was when you had that ult available from Som. That he TPs into the B site around with the samples here from Mata. The rest of it is just a great job from NRG. Just continuing to force these late rotates across, but doing a great job inserting players in the process. And that's a pain point now for Leviathan.
Banks, you're the best. You have to kind of second guess how they want to play the defensive
side. If you want to turtle up because NRG likes to play a fast tempo while you're giving a lot of map control.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to try to play aggressive like they tried to do on that end, well, NRG is going to just rotate across on the other side, inserting players across and then play the mid round. So lots to be talked about here from the side of Desmo with the rest of the team.
Maka, Shantanu bhai wo hai be photographer. ए बे डीपी एकदम औरा वाला डीपी है शांतनु भाई का बे. हाँ बंक में नेक्स्ट एसेटल वैलो के मैचेस कब से होंगे? अभी टाइम है बहुत बे उसको.
And getting each other's corners and trades, and it's working out for each of these takes.
Exactly. Mata says Ethan likes to keep it simple.
Yeah.
And you're definitely seeing it. Orb control on the side. I mean, if you're looking, as we're about to head back into the timeout. Once again, a couple of them are back into 1 or 2 pips of getting their own ultimates on that side. So a lot of those players are already leaning towards the C side for the side of NRG. But for Leviathan, unfortunately, it's an eco round. So you might unfortunately have to give up a lot of that space away.
Morning, Pratik.
Which will then allow NRG to maybe cycle up, maybe not use this ult moving into the next round, and they have double ults to work with to close out the map.
Mobile payment किया है. ठीक है. देखता. Thank you for the 100 alpha monster.
That orb grab goes to Brock, and they can just steal
guard.
Love it. Tough to be in it.
Playing an eco at this time anyway, so you're playing the wrong game for NRG to walk in contact.
Banks से पूछो. मैंने सिड भाई को बताया.
Okeanos gets a trade that's going to be worth, especially when you're on the low buy. Unfortunately, no pickup on that weapon. Will be protected here as Scuba is going hunting a bit through Waterfall on this.
I mean, this is the best display of an anti-eco for NRG.
Yeah.
Everybody's farming kills, getting hits up. Ethan already got the plant, going into an orb in the next round, gets him an ult. Somada's just kind of pushing forward as well and getting his own picks.
Waterfall control नहीं
You
देंगे.
potentially
यही
move
चीज वो
into
लोग
round
करते
number
थे ना
20,
Lev.
21 if Leviathan's able to stay alive after their bye
तो
here.
W होता.
That there's so many ults to work with that they have to play against on their side. Thankfully for Leviathan, they have 3 of their own to try to counter out and balance out these ults available from NRG.
Okay, bye bye.
And that's probably that timeout that was called by Desmo. Just to work the long game.
Original
you
Knight
force
से.
line going into this one, you're forced to play the overtime. That's 5 rounds that you need here to force that overtime.
Yeah. And it's tough because it doesn't seem like they've really found a pattern what NRG is doing, right? And they keep switching it up. The round that we think they're going back towards to hit Okeanos at A, they double it up towards B once again and go forward. There's a lot in the playbook that they're pulling out and kind of varying the rounds too to make them look different. It's got to be hard read for King right now. See if he can do it though. Come in with quite a few ultimates, that lockdown to really start to put pressure on retake. Give a little bit of space just so they can take it.
On point था ये लोग का B pressure on point था, A fight on point था.
King doesn't even want to force out an early pick. Well, I was going to say that. But finally does so as he hears lots of utils coming through. That's the full counter against that pit. Scuba dying on the A side is huge though.
Almost diving down into that. It's going to be a tough one, but they still try it. Brock does get the kill onto King, and they're going to be able to breathe easy now with that pit down. But these 3 members from Lev need to make their mark. Each of them full health, each of them kitted up from Leviathan here. And now the health is down. Waiting to get unmarked. NRG still going to be able to make the shots. It's not going to matter. Okeanos the last to fall there. And NRG find themselves with a win 13-7 on Lotus.
That's crazy.
You're super hard working. Thank you.
Here for the side of Leviathan, but NRG is just able to step up, keep their feet in the sand, and make sure here that they cross that finish line on their attack side. Clean once again from the side of NRG. Continue what they did on week number 2. And Des have mentioned it here, Riv, that they had the opportunity to study a little bit how Leviathan was playing this map of Lotus. And it almost seems that they had great reads, finding a lot of these gaps, but also playing for their own tempo that allowed for them to close out their attack side quite fast.
भाई सॉम के लिए अच्छा लगता है
यार definitely going to be talking about how they can reorganize and get themselves in, get all that utility and get the teamwork back. I think the nerves were clicking a little too much here as NRG find their win here on the first map. But we go to Haven for the next one, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.
सॉम भाई का कमबैक हो जाए बस. वो लोग को ये मैच जीतना पड़ेगा अगर प्लेऑफ जाने का. वो वैसा सीन है. 2 मैचेस जीतने के बेसिकली. अगर लेव हारा तो बाहर नहीं आएगा, लेकिन उसके बाद वो लोग को 2 मैचेस कंटिन्यूस बैक टू बैक जीतना पड़ेगा. अगर लेव आज जीत जाता तो 2 में से 1 जीतना पड़ेगा नेक्स्ट. भाई मजाक से हटकर मेरे को नाइफ कूल लग रहा है. हाँ? नाइफ कूल लग रहा है बे. भाई हो भाई से भाई बाय वैलोरेंट WWE फाइट भाई वो वाला कंटेंट बना सकते. चैट हार्बर वॉल के अंदर सब लड़ रहे. वॉल जैसी गिरा, जो सरवाइव करेगा उसको स्किन मेरी तरफ से. हाँ सेक्सी दिख रहा था भाई हार्बर वॉल के अंदर सब लोग. लेकिन मेरा सेंसी ऐसा है कि मैं वॉल सर्कल में नहीं बना सकता. तो 2 हार्बर के साथ एक बड़ा वॉल. हाँ 2 हार्बर के साथ बड़ा वॉल, एक उसके अंदर लोग लड़ रहे हैं. समझ रहे हो? W idea. नेक्स्ट बंडल मेरी तरफ से मैं 50,000 का गिव अवे कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि लोग इतना प्यार दे रहे तो थोड़ा सेंटी हो गया मैं। सब लोग इंद्रजीत भाई इतना स्पेंड कर रहे हैं, आप कर रहे हो, टीटीज भाई ने $350 दे दिया, तो सब ऐसा मेरे पास से रखने का ना मेरा दिल मानता नहीं है। अतरू भाई थैंक यू फॉर द मेंबरशिप। दुबोगे भाई एसडल 5 माय रॉयल वैलोरेंट रंबल। हाँ ना, मजा आएगा ना। बंद पे आइडिया मत बताओ, कोई चुरा लेगा। चुराने दो, अपने को क्या, अपना बकचोदी कौन चुरा सकता है। बाय, मेरा फोन बाहर है।
Está ordenando este post bastante bien y con Sato la definitiva. Una baja más, quizás le corre a todo el mundo. Dios, Sato.
And Som. A bit of a high level. Wait for that one. The stun's pretty back alive and missed it. He's forwards and through it out. My God, man.
Here with the coach of NRG, Bankar. Congratulations on a first map win. Now, something I want to ask you more specifically. I spoke to Mata earlier. He talked to me about that tempo change. I want to hear from you about this tempo change because NRG received a lot of criticism for being slow, and this is the NRG we wanted to see, this fast-paced, simple but fast. Talk to me about what you did to make sure your boys could be faster.
Yeah, it was basically trying to implement more the way we practice into actual officials, so we're just getting the boys more comfortable out there, and I think we're seeing it more and more as the games goes on.
Let's welcome map 2.
Well, NRG looked great in that map number 1, and, well, it really felt like they were being led through it all by Ethan, the leader of this NRG squad. Had another outstanding map after also playing super well in week 2. Wyatt, this was all about him, it felt like, especially in that first half.
Yeah, he really got things rolling for them on the right foot early. The fade play was fantastic. Some of the ultimate usage he had was superb. There was one late at the very end of the half to convert a 3 versus 4 that caught all 4 Lev players in the mid round, got the info, and then they pivot around Ethan's position perfectly to capitalize off that, win it out. He was excellent.
Yeah, I think they did a lot of this A main control at the beginning of the games, and it worked out really well. It felt like even though they got caught off guard, Ethan would still take his space and push forward and try to catch 1 or 2 more off guard, and it worked out really well, especially with that fade util. So yeah, exactly what you said. I feel like using that util was just like really, really perfect, and his ults kind of saved the retakes as well.
And this was a pretty dominant game as well. NRG, to me, they felt like so put together in the way that they were playing off each other in each one of these team fights. That synergy just looked on point, guys.
100%. I think both of the teams had moments of like quality early round play. We saw Lev with a lot of good A fights off those Viper wall drops, catching NRG players. NRG had some good early fights as well, but the late round play is where NRG really tear gapped them, both on attack and defense. When it came to the post plants, they were just a cut above.
Yeah, first half it was those retakes. Second half, then it was, especially for me, the pistol round that was really impressive of how they navigated these difficult situations.
Yeah, they got onto the sites really quick, but then afterwards they were able to just play off of each other. Even if it meant on one of the rounds, they were playing like 3 different areas of the map, and we were so confused for a second, but it ended up working in their favor because they had so much of that map control. They were able to play those individual spots, one towards C, one on B site, and one pushed all the way through A. And a lot of those lurks ended up working out really, really good for them. But the retakes were just so clean. It felt like they always had an idea of what to do. They always saved up their ults for the right moments, and they always kind of retook together as a pack, which is something that they've been known for doing.
Yeah, and then for them, when they got the spike down, look at the way, for instance, in this round, they're able to take further positioning up there in heaven, then fighting back through when Ethan puts the haunt in. Their positions, the crossfires they have set up are great. And then also I want to highlight Brock specifically on attack in these post plants. He ends that half of attack 8-1. He died one time throughout the entire time on attack. He was closing everything out for them.
And I want to highlight a stat here, 12-8 in first kills. For Leviathan, there were so many rounds where NRG were down a man, but navigated those situations in the 4v5 and managed to sneak back into rounds. That pistol was a great example of that.
I think a lot of the rounds too were the ones where they would fight for A main. They would
by bot by ने heavy चीज किया है. बॉट बाय ने सुबह के 6:30 बजे दिया है 5151.51 और दीपक बाय ने 500. फाइनली मेरे घर पे आज ब्रेड आ सकता है. हाँ क्या
have not happened in Lotus that we need to change for
Haven to make sure we bring it to a map 3.
I think we just have to loosen up a little bit and play with like more energy. That was what worked last week. Like everyone bring the energy and just make the place they're comfortable with and just smash it.
Thank you for the 5,200. Almost मेरी जान कट रही. Love you यार.
The tough thing about Haven is that NRG smacked loud on this map when they played it last week. 13-4 in that victory. You were both talking to me about how impressed you were by that map.
मैं तो पहले डबल बोल दिया था.
Spot for NRG to be.
Yes, I still am having trouble evaluating them on Haven though against Loud, because goddamn Loud threw away so many advantages. They had countless first kills. Just even in the first half, they had 9 first kills Loud, and they still only got 4 rounds. So they were obviously making a lot of mistakes, and I don't want to discredit NRG because they're exploiting the mistakes, but we'll see what Lev can do. They have not played Haven yet in this stage with this new team. We don't know exactly what they're going to be playing, so we'll see if NRG can be prepared to adapt on the fly if Lev do something unique.
A first look for Leviathan here on Haven in Stage 2. We're about to get underway with that map. Agent Select coming up in just a moment.
Good morning. Hopefully Lev wins so we can go into map 3. Technically हाँ भाई मेरे को भी देखने का भाई साटो आटो मारने को देखने का. Technically yes, I want map 3.
Welcome back to more Valorant Americas. It is going to be coming up onto Haven right now for the map. It is still NRG versus Leviathan. It is a party in here today. It is a party, I'll tell you that. We're going to see what these teams have for each other. Just a few seconds here in Agent Select.
Yeah, it was definitely a party on the first map as well between these two teams. Lots of showstoppers being thrown, but that said, going into the head-to-head between these two teams, it's kind of nice going into Haven. And, I mean, are we still hovering over these? Have we locked in? Leviathan's going with double duelists with a Yoru and a Neon. A little bit of a change from what we saw before. If I'm not mistaken, they usually play like the Fnatic, ISO, and Yoru at that point. And I was always intrigued of how that works out versus the Viper wall that NRG comes out with. But this is also another great answer because on that end, you could actually have Sato go with the decoys, the flashes through the defensive side of what NRG could pull through, and also continue to add that same type of aggression on Okeanos, on his Neon, against the lurks that Psalm wants to bring out here with this Viper. So I'm intrigued. This is going to be super fun because Okeanos, this is nothing new for him to switch into a lot of roles and what he brings here into Leviathan for this roster.
Absolutely. And it's got to get loud, I think, for these guys. It's got to get loud. I think the louder it gets for Lev, the better they start doing. We heard Desmo just talking about kind of being timid, got to get the vibes up, get the excitement up, and they were excited last week when they were playing. Let's see if we get that again. Let's see if we can get some more poses out of Sato after these W rounds. It's going to be tough, though. NRG coming back with momentum here and already towards mid. Mada's going to say hello to 3 as they almost take a picture of that one to remember. Mada gets out with a sliver of health.
So did the TP coming out from Sato to push it from the B side for the fight, though.
Mata does find one. Ethan goes down, though, and he's going to have the right side of the site. This is Sato we're watching right now as Sato continues to cut down NRG as they weaken right down to Brock. Tex is going to be able to put the final touches on this round for another lead pistol.
And you're already hearing it from the background. Sato already yelling as loud as he can.
Yep.
And that was something that was needed here and that we heard a lot when we had the couch stream last week in the small room. We could basically almost hear him from the Howling Abyss going into where we were sitting at, and that was actually quite nice that they're bringing up the energy in the pistol round. Come on! There you go.
Boom.
But you saw, at least from what Okeanos is doing, being a pain point into energy, trying to swing through the smoke. He's making so much noise as this Neon jumping around, baiting the audio cue to allow Sato to pick up all these kills in a pistol. And speaking of pistols, his energy with a full classic round.
The
Congo line right behind to take control of Garage.
Oh. Relay bolt behind. Sato's not expecting that. Oh, he turns around. He gets the shot without scoping. And he's going to keep going here. What a detection from that ping. But are they going to be able to clean these up? It is the round for Lev to just come flying through here. Ethan skirts his way out to Garage to see if he can do a little bit of trickery.
And Com's not shooting because they want Sato to get this pick with the Ghost. Continues to go for the backstab, but doesn't want to give a chance here for any trades to happen. So Leviathan, a clean pistol and anti-eco all off the back of Sato's amazing.
Holy, he's feeling it now. That spin he had. Yeesh. Crazy stuff. Flies back into the site. Like you said, Calm almost being forced to take that one with the amount of time around to walk that out. The possibility of a kill. Don't let it happen. 6-0. Sato fries the first 2 rounds, but will it continue for this gun round of 1-4 split to start off here? Well, that's just for the turret. They go right back to A lobby.
मैं दोस्त बना तेरा दूसरे फोन लेकर और बोला भी नहीं कुछ वाह वाह
to get orb control at the same time for Leviathan, which is why they're focusing so much, and they were trying to trap play in that area. Lots of utils being used, all that's being hurt by energy. So it's a fast pivot to the B side, easy plan. Wow. Responsibility for Tex is only to hold the C side, to not allow energy to push outside of these areas so they can rotate back.
And Scuba's job, stay alive. Still a molly to be able to throw forward if they need that last post-plant denial. So yeah, even further back to the rest of the team. Scuba with a big kill to possibly come in as Sato is taking down the rest of energy on the other side. Bit of patience. There's a hunt game going on right now for Calm, trying to find Scuba right now, but he dives his way out of there. Half defuse coming through. Calm's able to find that kill, and it's just a scatter of teammates now as they pinch Calm into attacker spawn.
Just to try to get the players down, maybe try to get that pick. And the frag onto Som. Fortunately falls, but that's what was needed from the side of Leviathan. Just so they can have a stronger bind going into their gun round after finishing that bonus.
3 years
good answer back from energy to just fast tempo out
always
the aggression of Leviathan from the east side. Choke point control. Now you move into this round. Not, should I say, the ult available for Sato. He's also carrying a glass cannon going into this round, so already setting up for a TP, the fast TP on the C site, and go for an early peek into B.
Attempt. Just a little bit of chip damage there. Brock will lose armor, and Som very low on armor. Still enough to get through this round. A big committal towards A. This is the first time NRG's really put themselves all in this spot, and without any sewer control, they have to consider how long they can stay here before they're really found out.
And that's the thing. King actually TP'd across the Viper wall to try to punish the sewer's early push. But he throws his own smoke. Once that dissipates, though, he might be forced to fall back.
They're buying some time here just because of the map control by Lev does not have extremities. This mid control is going to start to give it away, though. They start to back over towards A now, and Lev is ready. Mata going to be the first one in again. Yep, fast lane there. TP comes as well. They're playing tic-tac-toe on the A site right now, and it's going to be both Neons getting a few frags to start them off. Lev just continuously takes down NRG. Shot after shot from Sato once again as he is firing hot right now. And Tex, very healthy, needs to find Sam, who is just limping around the site. Tex now on the right side. Ooh, no, you did not. Yeah. Team told him. Team, you saw the gun, man. You saw the gun, man. Sometimes tunnel vision is real and you need a little bit of teamwork.
Loved a little bit of a tic-tac-toe on that grid, but X's all across the board with all these trades. A little stop and go on the side of NRG, a gamble push into the A site with those sewers control. So they leveraged really the utility that was available for their actual hit. And he gets fully stopped. And Sato, you were just mentioning, no extremity control for the side of Leviathan, but he actually did go down towards that front B side because he still had a gate crash available for his side. And that actually hasn't been spotted yet by NRG, so he'll try it again. This time we're trying to funnel them a little bit more into this middle. This is why you have Okeanos back towards that sewers. Just so you can utilize utility on that end. So you can try to get a pick towards B, if not, fast TP towards C to go for the pick on that side. NRG on their end though, easy orb control. We're going to play the mid round.
Smoke's traded because of that one-way going up on C from Ethan, so they're just kind of waiting for these to come back up before they have both smokes, and Ethan won't be offering any smokes now, just Sam's wall if they want to be able to creep up on it. And B seems to be something that NRG really likes to get into the post-plant form, and Mada's going to start them off with a big kill onto Sato here.
Yeah, no second flick coming through there from Sato. And that could have been an important ult for them to fight into the Viper's pit. This is going to be much more difficult to retake here on their side, and Com hopefully gets good value off this zone, and he doesn't.
Wow, now they have shock darts, a dart, mollies to throw in. And there's another one actually, so they're being thrown in by Scuba from all the way back in spawn right now with the lineup, as you see him going off. So he's got that. That's how he can stay so far away. Wasted Com's time the other instance, so they just continue to keep Lev searching on these rounds. Again, Lev now forced to save.
Yeah, I mean, Sato definitely overextended his stay. After getting that first pick into Ethan, but then seeing the fast lane come through, he was just counting on his aim.
Most of the teams have their own
storyline. Player, and then also counted at his gate crash to be able to escape, but the timing was found there by Mana. As I mentioned before, you don't have the ult, the dimensional drift to move into the site, not giving a chance here for the Odin to get any type of spam kills.
Yeah.
And then you have to try to retake with the Nop on top of that you're trying to salvage. I mean, you're going to play smarter on your end to save those weapons on the side of Leviathan. Try to leverage this off once again into the next round.
Next week.
Exactly, that's why they're switching it up. He's playing towards the C side instead.
Champs कब से playoffs के बाद?
4B. A lot of conditioning going on here by NRG.
I was talking about defense side.
Sam's adventure into sewers doesn't work, so I think they actually try to take the B. They TP in for the plant here, and that's going to be a bit sketchy to start, but Mada's got some space. Oh, space is taken back by Tex and start to just get this Hunter's Fury online and cause NRG to scatter.
Didn't get a ping onto Scuba though.
Shorty up, and that's going to be into the wall. Mostly Ethan finds his target. Okeanos keeping more members of NRG at bay here. The defuse has to come through. And King, very important kill here on the Scuba. He's able to alert him though, and this is probably going to be it for Brock as he gets jumped down on. Is the Odin enough? No, Com says I got 1-2. And he'll just get another charge back on the Hunter's Fury as well.
Huh?
That's a saving grace. Now the silver lining for Leviathan to save all of those weapons moving into the next round. They're able to combine lots of information with the Dimensional Drift and the Hunter's Fury for the retake. That said though, I like how King is currently playing this pressure down towards the sewers, because you see the smokes that he throws. It's not full covering. It's a small little bubble. It gives him an opportunity to stay down below the smoke, but also to spot heads of players trying to creep across if that Viper wall isn't coming up. Got the perfect punish there onto Sam. And that finally is a smoke that he's been using a lot, but finally is spotted by NRG. That'll be the next time that they'll pay attention to that. The next time they want to try to take control here of the A site. But instead, it's a C push up towards the attack side, and it's very quick.
They're rinse and repeat. Whenever the fast lane goes up, it is Ethan and Mada hitting forward with that step and with the slide. They have the site. Post plant is where they've been pretty strong here, and the Hunter Fury comes through as Mata sliding around, getting the laser fingers to go to work here with the overdrive. And it looks like they're keeping him at bay. They're waiting for that to go down, his ultimate to just fade away before they can hit the site here. And now they're going to attack. Mata, however, answers back here 1-for-1 as they try to get themselves into the site in the 3v2. Scuba hanging on by a thread, but he still finds a kill. Ducks the shots, but King finds the Phantom as well. A lot of these are just coming through smokes right now, and Brock has what it takes. But not the angle. That's the defuse, even on the short timer. King gets a 4K, and Tom gets even closer to another Hunter's Fury.
King starting to look like he's multi-frag King once again. Lots of the value that he had on Lotus last week was on defense. This time finds it here for Leviathan on the previous round for the retake. Instant timeout coming out for NRG on top of that. They felt like they had full control and grasp of the post-plant scenario. I mean, you talked about the fast lane and how quickly went up here for the side of NRG. Got so much information though for Texas side to allow Leviathan to flood back in and fight back.
Every round is a win.
They've had an answer here. Leviathan has almost every time, and it seems to be the info, right?
Good morning,
Tom's
good
had
morning.
utility at the last moment on these retakes. If he is one of the first ones there, they've backed up, or that dart has time to come back up, and they're holding off the hit towards A since it's used in lobby right away. So really working around being able to simply find where all these NRG members are. If they're all hitting the site at the same time, you have a pretty good chance to hit that dart if it pings off even once. So really working off this death ball situation by holding their util and just dumping all that initiator right on top of energy when they can.
Now you're seeing the opposite of the storyline of what happened on Lotus between these two teams. What Mimi and Athena were talking about was how good NRG were in the very late rounds of the first map in terms of pulse plan of retakes. And this time it's Leviathan finding successes out of defuses and retakes. 3 out of 5 of these pulse plan scenarios has fallen on the side of Leviathan.
Yeah.
And it seems as though here the conversation on Bonkar is how to clean things up a little bit better here against that retake, because Leviathan's quite slow, and they want to play that one along with this double duelist comp.
Take flight.
And the timeout also is to try to punish this sewers lurk on the side of King.
Yeah, they don't like that King's been down there at all, you're right. We actually get a sewers KJ ult. Not going to be tempted here with the Odin on the other side, but fast lane through once again. 3-2 split. Not going to really matter as everybody just piles into the site here for the side of NRG. And now we'll see how Lev can dump back this initiator utility with the blind and find.
That's it. Blind and find is the recon and flashes available if they want to do it here on the side of Leviathan. Com's already on top heaven. Finding that timing.
Paranoia goes through. That means the dart's going to come out as well, as the pings aren't hitting anybody. They hide in the smokes. The shots from NRG are the ones that are ringing out right now, as Lev can't even find a target. The operator to be saved, as well as Com getting back with the Odin, as they say, some high priority weapons. But NRG, after that timeout, find a bit of a groove. Sam gets taken out right quick.
And they wanted to try to get the op out of the hands of Leviathan. You're looking at the buy, it's pretty abysmal going to the next round. King is only at 50 credits. Okeanos at 500. Sato can't even buy as well. So they really need to save these two weapons for both King and Com. It looks like it was an easy take on that side with the lockdown provided by Scuba. Saw here that Sato was trying to find that little tucked-in angle at the bottom here of Hell, where he's outside of the radius of the lockdown and trying to get the pick with the operator TPL. But I think he hit some walls on his way back, and the clock was running down. He was already forced to TP out and make the retake even more difficult in the end here for Leviathan on a 5-on-5.
None of this has been at long C at all. They go back to the short fight. King answers what already with a classic. And this is very sketchy for Scuba. I don't know how he just made it out alive right now. That's a low smoke too, so he didn't have much room to work with. Oh, it just ran out for Okeanos. The timing couldn't have been worse. And Scuba is very happy to see that with Brock over the shoulder to give assistance and move NRG through a lobby.
The silver lining though is that the 3 players have rotated across, and it's 3 players with weapons to work with here for Leviathan. NRG is about to walk full control of sewers to just try to punish that double swing down from Leviathan. But the more that they walk out, the more they don't realize this control that Leviathan currently has towards the long A.
Sorry, shots.
Oh, a slow peek. And of course, they give it to Mata, even on low HP. Tries to get the relay bolt out as the first target there and is just taken down. The trades come in swift. And Sato is going to lay Scuba and Ethan down right next to each other.
Takes it backstab now. Just play the clock. Great TP out from Sato. Just play the 2v1.
We're going to get a fake up there for him. He's trying to read it now. He knows the timing was there. Oh, if Tex had followed that strafe, the shot was perfect. But he pulls back for a bit of a sidestep. Nicely done.
Twice he does that. Very nice just to show the tip of the barrel and just swing across for the flick in the end. Punishing round there from Leviathan. They didn't have, again, the best of buys, and they were able to convert into that round. Beautiful collat that came towards the end. I was just about to mention, if it wasn't down for that collateral, nobody breaking that dart on the execution from NRG on the A site. Would have been very frustrating for Leviathan's side because nobody took that responsibility to do that. Both players would have fallen down.
It's come on, bro. It's a come on, bro moment. But they come out safe. Gate crash all the way back. That is going to be quite a bit of distance from the initial attack. So we see Sato now running across. Calm still in a pretty forward position here, waiting for defense. But it's NRG kind of listening to this right now. Oh no, even his hand showed, but oh no, again, everybody thinks they have free space, but nothing is free in Valorant.
Hello?
1-to-1. He might, if he doesn't know it. He could just walk right in here. Just that the gong is going to be king, trying to see if any of those BC or BA angles are being taken. They're going to slowly work their way towards garage. One way is preventing a lot here, and this should give Lev quite a bit of time to understand what the move is. King's going to put himself right in a dangerous position, but he gets the insta-spray down, looks for the taps to see if he can pull out another fight, but it is the cause of his death as Brock hits that mark. And it is just a back and forth now. Everybody's trying to get that last inch of space, that last advantage. Numbers up or numbers down. It's costing both teams here, but Brock by himself at this point. 1v3 again.
Two players moving up. Sato, I mean, you've already identified the operator playing towards the A lane. Trying to fake the presence here with the clone. Ross just focuses on that right side angle.
It'll come for
try to hit it.
Heaven.
Sato is just
NRG
watching back there as the team was going to go on a search
Europe.
and find. And you see Sato being vocal, being loud, getting the team going.
Okay, and it's just the little things coming out from Leviathan. Two players creeping out towards that front B. As soon as the clone doesn't get shot, Sato gains that space. And once they actually group up, one of them made what could have been an accidental step, but you're just making noise here to bait out the player swinging out. And he meets three players and an operator after that sound cue. Nice little trap being done now by Leviathan, throwing it down and, again, being very good on these retakes. 7 rounds on a defense. Operator still available now for Sato. Focusing towards the C site where a great read coming out from King so far.
See if he can hit these shots again. Gets the help from Okeanos there as they go for a full charge down. This is good, a little weird. And the relay did not help as much as he wanted it to. Right into the fast lane, just giving him up on that left side. But you can see Lev wanting to get active, wanting to push down. It's one of the first really quick C plays that we've seen. And it might be something NRG used to get right back across the map.
Should expect this now, though, with a triple push down towards C that the Cypher should be playing up on the A side. And look at that fast lane. They walk up, try to listen for trips. So no value for Tex here in this position on top heaven. Except for that cam.
I must wait a moment.
Nice push out. Calm is low here. 5 standing, and they can continue to set up a nice defense. We talked about Lev's post plant, though. They're able to get into these sites, dissect the positions, but Hunter's Fury, a lot of, actually that's used right now as he goes to the Legolas style, jumping up to get that delayed fall and hoping they can just whittle down the HP as they start to enter the site. Tex, King don't even care about the pressure being added before the retake here. And Ethan and the rest of the team are now a little stuck, trying to help each other out on angles and create a crossfire that'll be important. And it's not going to be what Lev want, actually. They said, that's enough for us. We want guns for the final rounds here to come in and at least get ourselves a few more on the other end of this.
Yeah, if anything, on the side of NRG, it's great delays from keeping Ethan alive. They just cycle smoke and the Viper's Orb. If you're looking at the position of where that's placed, you don't you allow for them to get behind by the boxes from the spawn, but can't really run back into the site. So as after the Poison Orb, you get the Omen smoke
mostly सारे players South Korea के QA बंस भाई
to retake that site because they already had a util towards the end. It looked like a little bit abrasive on the side of Brock to throw out an immediate Hunter's Fury on that side, but the idea was just to try to funnel Leviathan into a hit. Yeah, make mistakes, force mistakes to come out.
Forcing their hand, it's always seeing what the result is of it. You're like, oh my, wait now, and then you see what Lev actually has to deal with, where they position. And finally get to see the true reason for the play. Every side. Held by the turret right now as Okeanos takes it down, but again, C pressure for Orb. A pressure to make sure there's no push for NRG here.
Early Aldrone as well, just to see if Calm needs some help that would allow Sato to TP across. Now the gap comes towards the C site. It's a fake to start though. Not biting into it.
Quick check, okay. Just right into the garage. Hey guys, come back if you can.
Yeah, full map control.
But how long can he hold this, right? Like, obviously they're going to give Mata respect and know that he might have been the only one there. Calm gets himself taken down with the result of a spam from the Odin. And now NRG pretty much has free reign here.
Yeah, just unfortunately got pinged. Tagged at 10 HP left.
Ult for this. Did he run around him and say, oh wait, the team's here?
Yeah,
so they're actually going for the quick save.
They have to commit into this last round at the end of the half. He TPs across, he finds the information that the spike is there, but Leviathan's not rotating back towards C.
Oh my gosh.
They're trying
so much before the team gets there. I mean, seeing so many over towards that C site, they were still slightly rotating towards A, thinking it was just a red herring. They're giving almost NRG too much credit on these fake rounds. Numbers. Now one from each entry here towards that side of the site. And Ethan on high is going to be able to drop Okeanos real fast. Ethan and Scuba end this one, and a few scatter rounds there from Lev at the end. Give NRG 2 more to make it a 7-5 first half.
I still don't understand what happened there for the information that Sato gathered the whole time.
We'll see what happens. We got a quick break, but when we come back, we will get the final result of Haven.
Morning, Binks मध्ये कैसा वासु दूसरा चेन है ये थर्ड मैप जाएगा मजा आएगा आइसबॉक्स में लेव अच्छा तो बंक्स भाई हेल्थ का भी देख सो जाएंगे यार चिल है इतना अच्छा मैच देखने मिल रहा है क्या बंक्स भाई सब बढ़िया किंग इज वेरी अंडररेटेड नहीं बे किंग को गिनते लोग अच्छे प्लेयर्स में कंसिस्टेंट भी बहुत टाटो इज कुकिंग दिस मैप एक्चुअल में बहुत बाप खेल रहे हैं भाई बहुत बाप खेल रहे हो Can you sleep so I can as well मैं ये मैच के बाद यार
We are back with Leviathan versus NRG, and it looks like Leviathan is also on the road for a comeback here to bring us to a third map, a decider of Icebox. If they can keep this going, keep the pistols in their favor, and start off from their 7-5 first half.
Yeah, if anything, though, it got quiet towards the tail end of that first half as NRG is starting to come back here into those last 2 rounds to convert. This round could change everything now for NRG to tie things up, or Leviathan to, as you mentioned, force this potentially to a third map. Going into the pistol round, lots of ghosts, not too much utility coming through. As you do have, at least for King and Calm, they could play flash, hit into sight. Sato has 1 flash to work with as well. Oof. But Ishimata on the walk up.
Making an impact always at the beginning of these rounds. We do see Scuba commonly buying that Sheriff there, so expect safe positioning in those last moment angles to try and get that Sheriff to be a return on investment. What a push here from Ethan. Obviously playing safe.
Yeah, Frenzy can't really play long range. It goes back into smoke. What a good read by Leviathan. It's down to 10 HP.
Flash in, tries to get out just far enough to cut the angle, but King and the rest of the team are able to dive out and find Ethan. No smokes, no mod here on the Neon. And now Lev tries to find a safe spot to get into these sites.
Should be easy.
Yeah.
Saw Tex throw the camera up, spots 2 players. They know there's a weak site somewhere. They'll read correctly. It's an open one for the C site. After their recon goes towards the back. So great job for Leviathan to punish this overextension from NRG at the beginning of the round.
Keep it consistent with it as well. They stay there just spamming through that smoke at A. Let's see what the fight now at C is. Once we continue this one off here, it's pretty out in the open. Lev has given up a few members to start off here, at least 1. I should say. Tex is low, so yeah, they have to choose their angles and their crossfires pretty carefully here. That's going to be 2 more for NRG, and it's going to be all 3 for NRG as they come away with a pistol round convert.
3v4 सिचुएशन है, ठीक है, चलो वो लोग ने ट्रिपल पिक किया, 3v3 तुम लोग ऑफ गार्ड पकड़ेगे, तुम लोग को मालूम है 3 बंदे उधर है, वहां पे तुम लोग स्पैम मारने का क्यों ऐसा कोशिश करोगे? रिलोड के साउंड पे वो लोग ने ट्रिपल पिक मारा है, सीधा 3v2 फाइट लिया वो लोग ने 2 सेकंड तक। जो बंदा रिलोड है वहां पे साउंड आएगा कि वो बंदा डिफॉल्ट पे रिलोड कर रहा है, सीधा 3-2-1 करके पिक किया और फाइट लिया bro. What the fuck?
Always mentioned trying to hype themselves up when moments are down here on their side, but we have yet to hear that when Leviathan are losing these tight rounds.
Right, it can't just be in the good moments. You got to carry it all the way through. You hear a lot of players say it's 0-0, just win the next round, brick by brick. Let's see if they can make it happen on this side of Lev. NRG is ready to run away with a few more. Looks like Lev just went for the no-buy. A bit of util here to make sure situations could go in their favor, but more so just playing to catch somebody off guard. And NRG is happy to let him sit around.
Did they even waste the 400 credit on a drone? Spots him towards Hell, the smoke towards the top, and maybe they could flood here onto Ethan in the back of the site.
Nope. Fast moves.
Where's the smoke? Thrown towards spawn instead, and free reign for Brock. There you go. That smoke was a little late.
They're all trying to push through. I love it. It was the first one they could get there with Sato, but the rest of the team was trying to set up a little wall of people in that entry from defensive spawn. NRG was enjoying it. They just kind of dropped everybody as they walked in, ready for the hit since they had control over the rest of the map. Now is when it needs to happen, though. Lev needs to really show strong here since they didn't get pistol round, or I feel like NRG can just run away with it.
Yeah. Just interesting on the timing that Leviathan was choosing there to hit towards that site. When the Allen drone spots the player towards Hell and Calm is committed to swing towards that right side at long, you're exposed to Heaven. I think the first place you should smoke at that point should be Heaven. But I think it's also because Sato TP to cross towards that spawn side. Maybe he'll find some sort of surprise. Anyways, potato. Round was won here by NRG. Bonus round on their end.
Almost उसने मार दिया था एक shot.
First util coming out is still very slow for Leviathan. although they haven't really allowed themselves to fully take control of B and Garage because the camera was actually being utilized to insert Okeanos down towards sewers. Calm has to fall back with the rest of the team and try to drone into Garage.
Oh, Ethan and Scuba with the high-low. Make it work from B. See the little setups. NRG is trying to surprise Lev with. I mean, how much mid-pressure have we seen here in the second half? There hasn't been too many rounds at all. But here with the first guns, it is something that NRG can capitalize on. And Sato's down. He's been having a hot game, so that's a really big one to hit first. I think NRG can slow it down a little bit.
Second shock dart would be good here to use towards that front of that B side, and Okeanos just won't work.
In goes Okeanos. You know he needs to make a play. Scuba's one. Is it enough, though? Just a little buy of Guardians could make it tough to get this close sight fight in their favor on the side of NRG. But, oh, it's going back to range. They give the range right back as they start to work out. Okay, they play it safe. They play it safe.
No ability to work with on the pulse plan for Leviathan. You have to play as a group, and you have no information of any lurks. Meanwhile, NRG still has Util to work with to activate Mana. Owl drone to open up the space.
They're crunching this Vans, coming in from both sides. For some reason, NRG can always make this happen, and they are going to make it happen again as they pick apart Leviathan from all different angles in B.
And all that thanks to how Mana has been playing with the Outlaw. He's talked about it in the past before here of being the best duelist that was available in Challengers and feels like he can repeat the same thing on the VCT stage. And thankfully, you're putting him toe-to-toe against two other Challengers moving up to Tier 1, so it's just another Tuesday for the duelist, and he opens it up on that side. Big kills coming through. Brock has Hunter's Fury to work with.
Look at all of them up there, too. Brock, Mata, Scuba. That's exactly what NRG wants to be seeing from the squad here.
Yeah.
Well, not that Sam and Ethan are at the bottom, but those guys are doing good. So we'll see. They can keep doing it. I mean, obviously they're being called around from Ethan right now. So it's just Ethan and Sam really making sure these guys have what they want in the plays with the smokes, with the coverage. And they only have to look at that one angle. They get their first frag on. That angle here for Scuba is going to be Garage. Oh, nice delay to start that off, too. A little corner damage as well as denying the entry.
You already see Alpha coming up from Roxy, nothing towards that long. So now it allows for the fast pivot. I mean, could be in range for the Hunter's Fury to help out towards C.
Big kills already. They're not even able to see where energy is coming from on this. The wall drops, that's 3 for Sam. The rest of the site cleaned up. NRG smiling through these rounds right now as Lev cannot find an answer in the second half for NRG.
Brock was booking it with a knife out to try to get into the A link so he could support with that Hunter's Fury, but it wasn't even needed. And that was the question that I was posing. The composition coming out from Leviathan for this map. You definitely could get good value out of Sato with this Yoru to play through those Viper walls. Unfortunately, here on that side of the crossfires being set up, I mean, there was a beautiful paranoia in the back of the site. But soft play out in the open really cost the damage here for Leviathan's sight hit towards C.
I think the best guy in
Thankfully, though, they have the boy going into this round for the attack side of Leviathan.
Like #1.
Going back into the tried and true of early Garage control.
But
once again, look at this position already coming out from Brock.
He's in
the A-link. He drones towards that front. Could support with the Hunter's Fury. They have full map control on the defensive side for information and players. You think here that with this double duelist that you're playing and trying to disrespect here the Viper walls, you need to play this style to slowly creep up, play the inserts, play the flash to swing, double swing through. That's what both duelists are trying to do.
They start backing up. Yeah, gate crash back just to make sure they have the fast rotation over towards A here. Okeanos should be able to meet. Shock darts come out. That's a little bit of a stinger there. But they get out safely.
Retake time check.
He's going to try to Hunter's Fury from the sewers because they already had 4 control, but they want to leverage that into the pulse plant. Run that clock down. How much can you delay on the attack side now for the rest of Leviathan?
Brock's going to look to disrupt the site. Hunter's Fury up the gut as the rest of the team enters. Calm answers from the other side with the dueling Hunter's Furies as Sato starts off the kills. NRG not looking too worse for the wear just yet, but King tries to get the crown inside the site. And now it's just left up to the 2v2. Both NRG members stand tall on the top of the site. Is that going to be the dodge from Okeanos? We see the neon play come to light now for him, and he is able to get a huge clutch for the squad. That hemorrhaging of rounds needed to stop, and it starts with him.
2 hero plays coming out of both King and Okeanos. The veteran and a newcomer for sure on the side of Leviathan. The amount of times that we've seen King so far this match going for quick flicks and spray control for 2Ks, it's impressive. As Okeanos did a great job isolating individual fights towards the end on that 1v2.
अब कर सकते comeback.
It almost looked like it was really dire on the side of Leviathan, committing into that spike plant right away when both duelists were still all the way left out on an island on the other end. That said, though, we'll hold that thought. An aggressive push from NRG to take full control of the choke point, funneling now the players into a C-side hit.
Seems like speed is becoming the thing, the name of the game right now as Okeanos starts off just through the wall. He sees Mata, I think just that weapon on the other side for a split second and is able to find the kill. They drop into comm. They're going to try to get him more off points towards the Hunter's Fury as always. And yeah, speed, the name of the game really playing in favor of Leviathan here into this round.
Yeah, it seemed like a good idea for how NRG played that round. You pit down towards the choke point. You're focusing a lot of your players to try to set up some sort of crossfire here onto your B-side hold. Play a weak C-side. You can play the lockdown potentially on that retake if you had it. But it seems as though Okeanos' speed, this time with the overdrive, really didn't give a chance now for NRG to really get into good positions.
Pretty wealthy, though. Can go for a buy here. It won't be too bad.
That's true.
So it will be NRG coming back with weapons. How they decide to sort it out. Scuba's going to have an ultimate. Mata has an overdrive. So a lot of things just take this back and not just be a reset round. It's not, they have the money.
Yeah, that's definitely the positive outcome out of that loss here for NRG's side. The converted bonus even going into the anti-eco right after. So yeah, it was actually quite nice for NRG to build up that econ. And also that they only had to cycle one of these ults that were available. So now you still have the lockdown and overdrive in play for the defensive side in round number 19. That said, though, Leviathan are looking to potentially even speed it once again, both with dimensional drift and the Okeanos' speed.
Towards A. Oh, they TP out quick to insert for a bit of space.
Yeah, a little bit of conditioning. You're doing the credit card strat, as I like to call, making a lot of noise, running it down, put the camera through, TP across here into the cubby, and look at how he keeps everybody anchored towards this A site. Now you can double take the split from the speed of both duelists to split towards that C site. But the game plan's still there for NRG. Soft side C, hold out. Make sure you cut out the rotates on this B side, which is why you're currently seeing here the KJ just holding out in front of that B site. Making sure nobody's lurking around and you can play the lockdown on the retake.
Okay, somebody's got to go garage here, but I wonder, does this op just go long? They try to get it online? Or is it actually all going to go through garage here? Oh my god, they're going to squeak through. If three's a crowd, this is going to be everybody here trying to get in. Mata's going to put the op away and bring out the overdrive to keep it going. Looking for the next shot. It's going to be a little bit more long range, and he gets out of Okeanos before the wall fully goes up. Absolutely incredible stuff right now coming in from Mata to open up the site. Different weapons, different ways. And the rest of NRG is going to find a bit of space here to move in on the last two members. Comm doesn't yet have that ultimate back up, so they got to put their bodies out in the open. It's going to be a defuse under the smoke, and that's going to be the defuse coming through. Even 4 kills for Sato, but NRG slips under the radar.
That was insane. Sato pushing out towards the spawn, has no TP to escape, breaks the lockdown. And what you're trying to do for the delay, Comm was trying to go for those bounce shock darts. I think it missed. You landed out towards that platform and not really going towards that main spot where it was planted at default. And even then, the smoke was already covering that spot. Both shock darts wouldn't have killed them. And NRG just diffuses under their nose. Now they take the lead in this series as well. Remember, 13-7 on the first half of Lotus. Leviathan still looks like they don't want to let NRG take full control yet. It almost looked like they wanted to go quickly into the garage control. Okeanos already jumping up. But they lack information. Prime position with the op to fully block down a lane.
What is it? Just a few rounds into this half, they were able to capitalize off a kill of a high-low there, but with the op, it just needs to be him. So why not take that line again, see what the rotation and how Lev find the map works. As they go towards A, this looks like a full committal here. They already have a push up on C, so NRG can be making this call.
Exactly, you talk about rotates, and turret C's to watch at front C site. Alarm bot towards B, so they know now it's a late hit. Mata can rotate across and get a beautiful pick there.
Oh my gosh! You didn't know who was going to come from, but Okeanos wins that draw at high noon between him and Mata. It's going to be a bit of a scatter now, and now the rotation from Sam comes in from long C. I think it's a little bit loud, and that was heard from King, easily taken down on the flank. And after this look, they can start to look forward, knowing the timing of the retake.
Goodbye, thank you for the 200.
On that rotate. Flash to swing out. Okeanos couldn't see, but Scuba snuck through.
He's just trying to drop with the team. Be another body into the smoke. It's going to work. The shorty kills come through. This is going to be an impossible angle of 3, but Okeanos still alive on default is able to sort it out for the team. King there as well. And they come through with another round to keep it tied at 10-10.
And that's the pain point of playing against this double duelist on that side. Sam, as you mentioned, had that position inside that C cubby. But when you're going for the fast exit on TPs from the Yoru, fast lanes coming out now for Okeanos, you're thinking you're so far behind to help out your team on the rotate.
Yeah.
So you have knife out, you have to rotate across, and King gets a free kill. And even on top of that, King was able to help out into the crossfire setup to save that round there for Leviathan. Maybe a different storyline if Sam was able to win that one, because was starting to look pretty good for NRG with that drop down from Brock with that shorty.
What is this? One for NRG. They get 2,400 next time if they lose this round. So a few of them will have money, but considering that 4K Sato got on the lost round at C, that economy is gonna, it comes through here. It hurts. The NRG had to rebuy there, so this could be something big that they're able to fold over if they can get out of this with a big one. Misato said in his interview, and it was saying that, you know, he really wanted to play against Icebox, so they take down MIVR, and he says, I just want to play against everybody, really. So it's got to be great that he has that under his belt, but can just kind of focus on improving himself. Because he knows he's good. You can see it in his play.
Yeah, definitely nice that he was able to play against Icebox quite earlier on in that stage to get that confidence with that win.
30, 40,
looking at how it's going to go against Mata, still going toe-to-toe. Although he got punished a few times with this early long-range battle he was trying to do against Mata's outlaw operator. But Leviathan still don't want to go for an attack side off. They still want to leverage here the fast tempo and the noise that they can make here with this composition that they're coming out with. Still stays with that same type of deal at the beginning of the round. King inserted into the cubby of the A side. Shock Dart actually didn't break the alarm bot, so NRG can still play the same game.
Mata over here. And obviously, Lev don't know that's the only thing that stands in front of them in A, but really interesting that they were kind of leaving such a deep insert that was still fighting for that angle. As Lev start to move up, we're going to go down to 40 seconds here on just the look of the site, so expect them to maybe run across and get something else that's a little more free once you get a movement here from Okeanos.
Yeah. Double info from the pings from Tex. Weak side on B and C, so the walk in first from Oki. Hit by the paranoia, and Scuba's walking forward. Free kill.
They just get that drone, or clone rather, walking towards garage. It's not going to draw any attention, and this is sight. Ethan in a very tough spot on platform, and Scuba can't help. Yes, he can. Helps with 3 so far. The hat trick for him as he looks for more, but the angle may not be here for the next turn. Oh my God, Tex gets the swing as well on the, just a quick audio of Brock. And that's going to be an easy, look at that smile, what a sly one. Lev gets the round.
Dude, Tex and King in these fast, cracking 9 shots.
Yeah, Okeanos outlaw Marshall in the beginning too. Man.
It's a nice
Sato.
nice play
coming out from Scuba, dude, that was so clean.
Oh, yeah, they're getting a little loud now.
And that's the thing, though. It's really happening once they're taking a lead, but the idea that you want to try to do, especially for Leviathan's camp, is to keep that energy up, win or lose. Well, you see that when they're winning and they're loud, the results are definitely showing. Lower buy that you have for energy, early punish onto Brock. Will carry the Hunter's Fury into round number 23.
Sato outshine कर रहे हैं वो लोग, outshine.
Outlaw gaming over here for Sato. Still has the dimensional drift. If anything in this round goes awry, he gets another one though. As he teleports back. Ethan again trying to stay in the site and just be more of an anchor here so everybody has time to get in with his delay. They're going to be able to disperse for the rest of the map. And Lev get away with 2 this time. I don't think this is going to be one of the rounds. NRG converts from down in members though.
So much respect given though. Look at them staying back towards that spawn despite having player advantage, weapon advantage. Texas staying in his camera, going back and forth, finally gets spotted, and that was Mata pushing down. So they know that the C side is slightly weaker.
Yo, look at read kyun nahi aa raha se hit karenge.
Full rotate towards the A side, and we talk about that respect. Sato now comes out with dimensional drift, so Leviathan will have free positioning for the plant.
Oh, they give him a smoke right there to get out of. Beautifully done. He can work off his flash if he wanted to, but really just plays the pressure of the smoke being in sight, giving him extra cover. And yeah, they're splitting a 2-1 into garage here. It's going to be big for Mata, but Sam and Ethan need to make something happen from the top side. Do they choose to go together? Looks like they will send a bit more power through that garage lane. Time on the spike. Ethan ready with the paranoia. They call for the go. Oh my god, Mata with the bucky comes flying through, insta pick up on the Vandal. Sato looking for the ace, if he can get it on this round. Sam, the last one alive. Gonna start tempting the defuse. Calm is still there as well towards that Cubby. Looking for half, that's a shot through the wall. And that's the late dart that Calm's always holding towards the back, towards the safety point. So let game point now, Leviathan.
Ends up being a pretty decent round for NRG, only keeping Calm alive after that one. And at the end of the day, though, it looks like the money is still quite healthy on the side of Leviathan. They'll have a pretty good buy into potentially here in the last round if needed of regulation. I love the util that you're using for the retake for NRG. Lots of these players are now placing a smoke on the top here of Leviathan, just to create like a little bit of a one-way, not allowing players playing front C to really take control and help out on the flood hold. Another round where Mata extends his way up.
Oh my gosh. He's been trying to do this all game, and he finally gets that lineup. King even got the push forward to sewers, but Mata did not care. That's why he's sitting on the line alone, because he can make that happen. And Scuba even answers across the map here to keep NRG very much in this game.
एक अच्छे के लोग सॉल्ट यूज नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन ओकेनोस को या फिर और
they still have money to work with. There's only King that's kind of broke, so they still want to go for some sort of a play on their side. Although you had good protocols for the buddy system to swing out, Mata, pristine, clean on that 2K. Plant is good as well for Okeanos if he could get it. One over away from the overdrive in the next round.
Neon ult, so ult, free set.
That could allow for them to cycle this weapon from King across and what Okeanos could bring. Buy for his teammate so that he can play the overdrive.
So many angles, so many things to look at. You can see them all turning around. You just don't have enough to cover it, and just wait for the waterfall here for NRG. A nice job by NRG here to, again, slow things down on their side, knowing they had those first 2 kills. It took a little bit of star power from Mata there to be able to clean up a few on that quick swing. But yeah, being able to play that after and not getting hungry for every angle in the map is important too, and NRG did a good job of kind of just setting back, working on that.
Leviathan actually leveraging their first timeout for this map for that round 24. And you want to try to focus to see if there's going to be some sort of more aggressive play. Mata's been doing a great job on the defensive side. And actually, so that's something that NRG has been doing quite often with different members. If it's not for Ethan down going towards the sewers, Mata just pushed up on that previous round. Remember, they tried to do that with Som, pulling up that pit. We'll have to see now if Leviathan wants to answer back into that one. They could definitely get like the overdrive to just create that ruckus and kind of use that as a out in the open dimensional drift so that Calm can try to fight back with that Hunter's Fury. A lot of possibilities that Leviathan could cook up with to try to close out the second map and try to force this onto Icebox.
For Lev.
Probably realizing it's not going to be an op on the other side with the way the econ's been going. So many things.
B पे already 2 बंदे लोग रहते हैं, नियॉन का फास्ट रोटेशन रहता है, टरेट रहता है, या फिर नेट रहता है, अलार्म बॉट रहता है, कुछ ना कुछ रहता है, प्लस वो लोग का वॉल भी है. B नहीं
there's no long push, but again, this A push
A
from
fight
NRG is going to
करके
get a
C
little bit
जाएंगे.
more help. You'll have Brock now just behind Mata to make sure this is a cleaner play even than that 2K. Could be more.
And Som, I think he's just looking to drone up here from the spawn instead of going for a dart, just to try to get that early info and punish. There's that drone coming up, but he slides across for the kill.
Ooh. Insta-traded.
Double trade.
Back and forth, fast lane. Team's not really ready here, so this is going to be a ruse. Okeano's trying to sell this right now to NRG to say you need to commit more. Brock does just for the drone. And that's going to allow the team to actually take a breather on this and have no rotation necessary.
I was going to say Leviathan might have to play the long game. TP across to find info from both ends.
Okay.
And what's important here is to pay attention to Calm's Hunter's Fury and also into Scuba's lockdown. But with this push, this lurk up from Okeanos, open sight for them to take. Here. I would have loved to see Tex plant that. Could
retake होने के chances है. Killjoy मारेगा, वो लोग 3-4 वो लोग fight करेंगे.
We're letting Calm know it's being planted just a little bit off of that as well, so he's got to adjust for it. Remember, there's no pings anymore, so he has to hit that elevation change. Lockdown set it and ready. Scuba throws it down. And it's instantly to take down the Killjoy lockdown. Okeanos hits one, but Sam and Ether are going to take that time of distraction to start the retake.
Pit.
It's going to be time for it to come up. Yes, they have the darts to go inside. NRG looking to get the defuse. Another one comes through under the guise of smoke for NRG, and they tie it up for overtime.
The second time that they defuse, at least this time through their own pit for the retake. But the util utilized by Saul was amazing. They still haven't had a sight orb. He snakes bites into the sewers, and they knew they had the fast tempo as soon as they heard the Hunter's Fury come out from Calm, because he cannot support the rest of the team. And Som comes in with the pit, gets the defuse, and now we are going into extra innings.
Yeah. Beautiful Red Bull clutch to bring us to a little more action and maybe even quite a bit more here.
And you saw Tex get that pick. Goes for the hat. It is just a little bit too late for that kill. Remember, that's what I would have wondered. If Tex was able to get that spike plant down, that would have been a different story. But again, another one of those scenarios of what ifs. Going into the overtime, NRG, fast lane, quick hit towards that C-site.
Teleported in already. Whoa, whoa! Okeanos goes right in again, but yes, the team was there. Just not able to enter like the Neon is, and the angles became all NRGs if you consider how open the site is there from the way they were taking. And now it's time to play behind the smokes. NRG gets the plant down with 2 down on the side of the Vct here.
Som get a kill, an orb, and now a plant here for this pit.
Sato takes down Ethan. They gotta find out where the Pit King is. Just hiding in the back. Sam's not trying to give himself up right now. Staying mobile. Sato gets 3. Another multi-kill round for this guy coming through. Trying to keep Lev right where they need to be in these rounds. Calm might have just seen a gun there. It's going to be enough to take down Scooby as he tries to enter back into the pit. But it's only getting more hairy for the side of Lev. They still find the kills. The defuse is going to be there. Calm's going to stick on it. The Hunter's Fury builds up once again for the side of Lev. Jeez, almost gets it on that round. There's so many kills coming through. And now we switch sides again to see if Lev can carry it through and find another one.
I was gonna say, it's interesting how Leviathan played that, or sorry, NRG played that post plan. They planted safe. 2 players are still playing outside of the C site. Get the pit in an area where you give some space here for Leviathan to start to retake. There was only Ethan playing towards that back of the site with no support on that end. I think that's a misplay on that side. Miscoms on how you want to play that post plan and just leverage the confidence of, hey, I have an ult, let's use it. That said, though, Leviathan looking to close it. Pressure once again into the A choke point. Alarm bot for late information on the top of sewers.
इस बार सीधा fuck it करके लोग घुसने वाले chat.
Already a push coming in from Mata. They're trying to act fast. He has an operator coming all the way across the map. And they might have two trying to flank. Everybody inside now going for Lev. What a dash. Brock hits the shot, though, as it slides across his screen. Keeping that aim true. Ethan in a tricky spot, still has his smoke to work off of as he's calling the team to come in. They're trying to create a little bit more pressure on the site, but man, this is going to be a family photo as soon as this smoke drops. How many shots can Ethan get? It's refreshed for just a moment. Spamming at the tracers, it finally goes down. All on a nice edge here for the site. Just one more. Scuba's the last one alive. They're going to be tagged for a moment, but now getting their health back. 3 shots for Scuba to make this work. That's not going to be it. Another 4K for Sato. What can't he do currently for Lev? They're going to bring us all the way to Icebox.
Sato finding a groove here towards the end of the map.
4K back-to-back mare Sato ne.
They had such a big lead to kick things off. NRG was able to turn it around to force the overtime through, but Sato definitely didn't want to let that go. They definitely want to see the series go in their favor, as now they've forced Icebox in this 3-mapper.
Incredible stuff from the Vietton to show here. The late half timeouts playing huge just to go over Sato's score. I mean, listen to it, 35, 18, and 3 with 5 first bloods. I mean, that's combating Mata's 11 first blood, so it had to be a lot of work done in these rounds too to convert it back into their favor.
Hold me,
for the team, but Leviathan definitely found their groove.
Time for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. When we return, the analysts will get us ready for map 3.
लेकिन mostly उसने अकेले ने किया, लेकिन फिर भी उसको support मिल रहा था, लेकिन mostly अकेले ने किया, लेकिन support बहुत मिला उसको, बहुत support मिला, प्लस उसका trade games काफी अच्छा था नियॉन के साथ. क्यूटी बे. एसेसन मैच कब है? इसके बाद 7:30 बजे. चैट 1 के लाइक्स करने के लिए खत्म नहीं हुआ. 1 के लाइक्स करो जल्दी. मेरा कांड गई मेरी आज भाई. कितना घंटा स्ट्रीम किया चैट मैंने आज? Binks 69. Three and a half hour plus 6 hour is equal to 9.5 hour plus 2.5 hour is equal to 12 hour plus अभी कितना स्ट्रीम किया मैंने? तो नहीं मालूम. 2 घंटा. $14.5 hour. Not bad. 2:30 से लेके अभी तक. Not bad. I don't know why you will stop stream, क्योंकि अलग-अलग है ना रीजन. सबका राइट्स सेम नहीं रहता, रीजन अलग-अलग है. तो इसलिए मैं अलग-अलग करके लेता हूँ.
And Som. A bit of a high level. Wait for that one to stun somebody back on the line of the cities forwards and through it out. My God, man!
For NRG, I hope that they don't know anything about Oki, because I'm sure he's gonna surprise them. I feel like he's an amazing player. Maybe people are not really aware of how good he is, but he even though we had a short time as a team, he's become a big pillar on our mental as well as on our communication. He's very responsible. He comes up with so many plans during the matches, and honestly, he makes my life so much easier.
And Sato, he's right on the money because it was clear that those two made a massive difference for Leviathan to win out in overtime and push this series all the way. Welcome back, guys. We had a game that you were super excited about, Wyatt, because
I was hyped.
Leviathan finally go into double duelist.
I was hyped. No, finally.
No one else was hyped.
I've been requesting this for weeks, and I finally got it.
Yeah.
And it worked, even though at some points that Neon was on turbo feed mode on defense, so he was going in real quick. But then once they got to attack, was a lot more, I guess, just a part of the team as far as the pacing he was at and how everyone was able to follow up off him was really nice on attack. But more than anything, we gotta keep Sato on Yoru, please, for the love of God. He's played it twice in this stage, and both times dropped 30+ on the agent.
Look at these stats.
Look at the difference from the other duelists. This is what was happening in Challengers this year, by the way. When he joined up with M80, he was playing okay, and honestly, a lot of people were disappointed. They were expecting more from him. Then he started playing Yoru full time and was torching everybody. And it's the same story here. It's not that his other duelists are not good, but bro, when you have someone playing like that on Yoru, you gotta build around it. Just keep him on it, man.
Look at this record, by the way. Sato's 37 kills on Haven, second most this year in Americas, only behind a nuclear performance from Icebox there. Yeah. He had an amazing map.
I think he just did everything that literally everything that he needed to do, he did. He offed at some point, he was holding it down. He wasn't too greedy with these kills. Every time Oki went in with the Neon, he was just following up behind him, getting those trades, making sure he gets the information for his team and using his flashes on a lot of those retakes and pose plans to kind of set everyone up for success. So all around, not only is he fragging like crazy, but he also had crazy setup for his team.
Yeah, and it did come down to a bit of a comeback for Leviathan to win this, but the first half was, I think, rather odd, in particular, how often Leviathan was conceding the spike plan. It felt like these rounds, guys, were coming down to either a retake win or Lev saves.
Yeah, there were two that stood out that were crazy in my mind. There was a 4-on-4 retake save on B site where Som used the Viper's Pit. They still had a ton of time, and they didn't even really try to pressure to get a kill even. They kind of just stood at the links, spammed a little bit, and gave up with a ton of time left on the clock. And then there was another one late in the half where they were in a 4-on-3, retaking A, lose one player, and then they just gave up. But, I mean, it didn't end up mattering in the long run, but it almost definitely mattered a lot.
It was actually crazy because we were talking about how Okeanos was running in a lot. And I felt like in those moments, he definitely could have, and he could have made space for his team. And they could have, on the 4v4, they could have retaken Garage, or they could have retaken any set of map control. But I think just because they had the off and the Odin, they thought,
just better to save. Yeah, let's not even go for it.
Sato's dead, guys. We can't continue on.
Next round.
We can't do
next
it.
Round.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at that half as a whole, too, it was interesting because it felt like it could have become a liability, right? Giving up the plant so often, relying on those retakes, but that didn't end up happening. Instead, it was all about this second half that Leviathan bounced back in, and Marina, that's where I really felt like we were seeing the impact of this double duelist. And also, when you think about that video earlier with Sato and Okeanos talking about their synergy, their time playing together on M80, that all really showed through to me in that second half.
Yeah, it really felt like they forced NRG to play at their pace instead of just adapting to whatever it is that NRG was doing. They were forcing them to kind of go fast, take sites, and seeing how NRG reacts. And as soon as they had those reactions, they pushed and kept fighting together, which I think is so, so good. And you can't really get that synergy often. It's really hard to do that, especially with double duelists.
It takes time to build, and I feel like they're really lucky to have players that already had that built up. I misspoke earlier. It was 35 kills. The record was 37 kills from Icebox. But that's still insanely impressive, especially for a player who just became of age to play in this league.
Yeah, it is mental. I do also want to give credit in that game
to
Mana, who had an all-star performance that was overshadowed because Sato was walking on water, but he was 25 and 19 and had 11 first kills. That
was wild.
Crazy from one duelist to be putting up those numbers. And ultimately, it will be forgotten, and it's irrelevant because they lost and Sato dropped 35. So
that is tough.
They brought it back to OT, though.
Yeah.
They almost...
But I think it's going to be really different when we go to map 3, guys, because that was all about the duelists, the Yoru, all this cool stuff. if history repeats itself, Icebox is probably just Harbor Viper Jet mirror matchup here, which I feel like is a very different style compared to back on Haven.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not really sure what I'm expecting anymore from either of these teams.
Do you think we maybe get a new comp? I mean, NRG have not played it yet in Stage 2, but they were playing Harbor Viper before.
I wouldn't be surprised
Good morning,
if we
good
did.
morning.
I would actually, for once, agree with Wyatt. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing a Yoru, but I think...
On Icebox?
Yes! Are you
kidding
see it
me?
Here?
Yes. Honestly,
minus
honestly,
KO, minus any flash initiator, just send it.
All
right, Yoru in with a double duel.
I wasn't even thinking about it on this map, but I'm with you now.
Wyatt agrees. It wasn't even his opinion, but he agrees now. We're headed to Icebox. That's map number 3, the decider of this critical series out of our Omega group. We'll be right back with Agents.
Good to see my favorite streamer keeping his health in check. What class? I can smile. What is up, Berry? What if you are not a YouTube? What would you have?
We are back here at Valorant Americas with NRG versus Leviathan. And Lev did it. They push us to the max here. They push us to a third map, and it's going to be cold, even though it's summertime. We're going on to Icebox, and we'll see what both teams have for each other here to see if they can pull out the victory.
Yeah, both teams playing usually playing the double controller here on Icebox with... Yeah, don't do that. I want to see a tech pause. Cast her Red Bull all over the desk. That said, though, we're looking at Agent Select, and there's actually a change coming out this time. Respectful too, because the week ones or the last 2 times that they played the map with the double controller with Harbor and Viper, it didn't really pay out in their favor. They're going for the more basic things.
Good morning, Rahul. Bye.
Really locked in his Agent yet. I know why it's praying for Yoru, but I think going into this standard
Harbor Viper meta kill re, bro.
It's probably a winning recipe here against, or just in general. And it looks like Sato will definitely lock into this Jet. On the other side, though, double controller on the side of NRG, so nothing changed there.
Always easy to be taking space, using these harbor walls just to dart behind them and get that quick take on any quadrant. See how NRG puts that to use here. Is Leviathan
मेरे को नहीं लगता ये कॉम्प के अगेंस्ट हार्बर वाइपर मेटा अच्छा
है. Same with Mata, as Wyatt was saying too. Spicy stuff, but I do like the comps. As we're saying coming into this one, the tried and true usually takes the favor here, but we'll see if Leviathan can spice it up a bit.
Yeah, exactly, and I think they're spicing it up by pulling out the Sage. If you're looking on
Good morning, सारे morning bird stream को like कर दो.
With a Sage, you're trying to slice up the map, divide the map, give yourself some small plants. The Cove kind of helps you to save yourself from bullets, but not really from shock dart molly combinations here that couldn't really allow for you to get a full plant. While the Sage wall, you can get lucky. You can bounce off that wall. It's fortified at the same time too, and it's really good for the retakes. And especially on these pistol rounds, it's probably the best piece of util that you currently have on Icebox. And Okeanos is already buying it going into the pistol.
Insane. Chat miss. More energy to you.
What do they
Thank you, Mary Jandrode. Good night, goddess from Good night, Sickness.
Quick push up and jump coming in from Okeanos just to stay safe on the pipes, but the play for NRG here lurks towards that left side. Dropping wall at about half, so they'll take a few seconds here just to get themselves in. And it's going to be asking a lot here from Sato, but he has the turn to make him aware that he'll need to be taking shots. Oh my gosh, Sam was even more ready though. Cove goes down just like you said for protection. So does the plant, and I say NRG has all the time in the world to set up some defense.
Yeah. Full rifle support coming out here from, or should I say, big pistol support for NRG. Yeah. 11 times already back for the rotate.
Just taking shots over the Omen playground area. As they are stuck in this little cut, it's going to be enough for Tex to hit 2. Goes for the quick reload so he can get back into the fight with the rest of the team. Heal coming through as well from Okeanos. As Tex gets back to healthy. There's a third headshot. He gets taken down only from the flank that comes from the top. Scuba Able to get that attention, able to get those kills, and he delays the spike even more. Able to be there, playing his life, playing the time. Super smart stuff coming in from the rookie, and he's gonna thread Okeanos from the defuse. NRG get the pistol.
Great shooting from a lot of these players from both teams. Again, NRG going with 2 shares, Ghost.
ऐसा कौन खेलता है बे सुबह-सुबह?
That went for utility, so he could go for at least a guaranteed round, which just happened there for NRG to win off time with the spike going off. Leviathan side though, just a sheriff and a turret on the side of Tex that got great value out of that one. Already almost halfway to his ult. In this eco round, you see that Leviathan are focusing a lot of their resources towards the A side. Recon Dart to try to gain some space moving forward. It's actually just to try to maximize the orb, so Calm will pick that up. Tex, meanwhile, they are at least playing a 4-1, so they can hear for information, so Tex will hear that drone. Once again, going for another sheriff in this eco.
Wow. Everybody's creeping in. Try to waterfall off of this if anything possible. Still watching underneath, but this fight is gonna go down in sight. There's no other way. Mata gets one, just shots through that wave wall. And it's only gonna favor NRG right now to be able to fire back from the angles of protection. 2 left, Tex and Com look to avoid these orbs but find themselves some exits. So nice first few rounds from NRG, staying healthy, keeping the weapons in, and even for Brock here, didn't even have to buy, so they're really going to bring some cash into the next round.
Yeah, and Mata continues to add great value in the outlaw buys.
Yeah.
Aggressive, gets the picks, escapes, keeps it into the next round.
Gun गिराने का सर.
Too many heads, not enough bullets. And that's just a quick one here. So an alt orb does go. Tex should be able to find the spike for this one, so not a problem. Now the gun round. We have attempt at A for an attempt rather. It's been a push up from Okeanos and one push up from Com, as you mentioned, to get that orb. We'll see how big of a priority it is to fight for that space each time here now that we're onto the bonus.
Jerry bhai, you can't make me sleep.
We'll have to see for Leviathan's side if they want to continue to add this type of aggression. The previous round, they did it off the recon dart on the A side, so they could fast rotate towards A. And they actually had a great number of bodies there to try to stop that push. But into the rifle round, you see here that you're going for full armors for those that could buy. So you're definitely respecting here the outlaw that was wielded by Mata. But instead, Mata's going for a rifle to try to take mid control. The outlaw is actually in the hands of Ethan, so they could try to play the long range on the A site and prevent this push from happening from Leviathan, while the rest could start creeping up and playing the buddy system to trade out for the mid control.
Ooh. About to be seen. Traded out with the quick actions of Mata, but he's going to be ready for the backstab here. He gets the timing on Okeanos, and the crouch is not going to be enough to deter the aim of Mata right now. Pinpoint accuracy. Tex tries to answer back, but finds the end of Mata gun as well. And now they just continue to work off these pushes. Lev got very aggressive here on this bonus to see if they could get the upper hand.
I mean, that was so nice coming out here from Mata once again. Just him moving around, instant trades. You see that he cloud bursts to walk across and tries to stay alive to support the team on the actual hit for the site. But as this team gets picked off, decides to run back up to go for another instant trade. Sato. He's had some big moments in the previous map. Having to play a jet where he can't escape, doesn't have a dash to work with. Looks like he'll decide here to save the weapon into the next round.
It's going to have to be a switch up of how I think Lev's covering things to get him to feel comfortable. A lot of movements in those rounds to bring somebody down hallway, and then you lose Okeanos just behind Kitchen. That has to be covered would get so many people leaving their first safe angles that they want to be covering at the beginning of the round. Oki, or Sato rather, just looking around for a final frag here, but also to stay safe with his Vandal.
NRG have already shown a different look in their bonus round. Instead of going for the consistent hit towards this B side, their early mid control on that end. Playing rifle to rifle, toe to toe, converting a bonus round on their side and 3 spike plans. That's huge money moving into the later rounds, at least for the next few, if Leviathan cannot get these trades out. The 2 players have yet to find their first frag here in this map, and it's Calm and Sato.
He used it all in the second map. Yeah. Isn't that how it works? Nothing left. Nah, he'll have to wait for that turn on here. Still has the Vandal. Could be a hero rifle. Supported by some sheriffs over on that B site. And okay, there's still a focus for Com to get up there. He's realizing that Brock and the team can't do too much unless they throw the
read or fight
and a shock dart on that.
Actually didn't do to try to deny his orb control with this composition, something that happens quite often for how you want to take A site control and or even orb control. But I mean, at this point, you'll still get a plant which allows for you to get the reckoning in the next round. So it doesn't really matter that you give the orb away here to Com. You still get site control, you still get pulse plant position, vertical positions as well. Very good spot to clear this out.
That wall just a little bit. Actually refresh there as you see it pop forward just a little bit more with another cascade. Is that the hit from Sato that they want? This Vandal just missing to the side, and it gives Scuba enough time to answer back here. He is actually firing on all cylinders. Thought that was Scuba, but Sam was able to get that kill from a different position for NRG.
We talked about an economy that was flowing here since he converted their bonus. That last round in the anti-eco with the exception of Sato saving that Vandal, they actually made it out with only using util. Full armor for the whole roster. They don't have to buy that much going to this one. It's just util that they have to buy. So a lot of them are going to be maxed out in the next round, and they have ults to work with. While Leviathan have yet to close in, with the exception of Tex. He's the only one that's been finding some sort of footing since the pistol round. And a kill on this side with this type of buy could give Leviathan a chance to fight back.
There's Sato's first. Get this guy online to make him feel better about a few more of these engagements. Still going for it too. Even down a little bit is not going to stop him. Still got to make some potential plays. As he stays insert there, it's going to be a lot of work now coming in for King to call everybody back and read this play.
Short picking.
Yep, that'll be one to start it. He hears the footsteps, and that's going to seek him out. Is that
nice.
Or ultimate comes through from Harbor. Oh, they're just pushing right in. Ethan kind of getting aggressive on that one. Thinking the wall was down maybe and the team could help. Oh, wow, they're making NRG have to push forward to figure out where the next kills are, knowing this huge flank is coming up behind them.
उसने क्यों नहीं मारा उसको? काहे loading हो रहा है?
And that's going to be Sato and Com.
King towards that back, who he himself, as the IGL from Leviathan, played such a huge hero play. He pushed all the way up because you're still playing information on the back end. Texas forced all the way back towards that spawn, so he has to run up to find information. Gets a Dinka kill, delays enough to help his teammates rotate across. Even gets a round of multi-kills again. Great round to start here to kick off the first round for Leviathan on the defensive side. As a try to push forward on the belt by Ethan punishes Sato.
Pretty hurt for it, but yeah, coming up with the kill is the big thing there. And that would have been Sato really starting to feel online if he could get another forward push like that to work. Fake dash in, but the team is still going to start to continue. The ping doesn't get the kill. Ethan on 3 as Sam tries to get in there and soften him up a little bit more for Brock to finalize that kill onto Tex. Tex had his ult too, so they're fighting forward here. It's not going to be a lockdown round for Lev. And NRG looks like to cruise right through with 5 here.
300 credit shorties. Drop kills are insane right now. Getting so much value on how NRG were closing that gap. Instead of playing rifles to rifles, trust the sawed-off weapon to just get immense value, and it does.
I mean, at this point, the amount we actually see shorties in situations is very, very high. Those super close quarter combat situations with the spike down, and one of the best things you can have.
But the execution for NRG was quite nice. Having Mata just dash away instead of into the site, so you could just try to force the opponents to just try to take him down, and they get value off a recon dart into sight from Brock. They ping out so many players out from Leviathan, couldn't get into position to even anchor and try to fight the way that they can, which is also surprising on the side of the defense here for Leviathan, that you're playing backside and trying to do these type of plays.
I broke dart and one-tapped the jet belt. Am I a Himothy?
He has questions. Last week he said, "Am I the Terminator?"
2023 PRX Fnatic
2 weeks
were
now.
so good at it. Harbor
First,
crazy
last
था
week
ये
with
map में.
util and support here for the team.
लेकिन
This
क्योंकि
time
teams
with
adapt हो गई थी
great
ना तो
calls for the mid round,
से
end
better
round,
comps
as we
लोगों ने
saw
ले
on
लिया था.
Lotus.
जैसा
Getting
सोवा KO.
opportunities also to frag
सोवा
out
KO comp बहुत
on
बाप है
Haven and this
इसमें.
time on Icebox. Maybe he is Timothy for today.
Stage comp भी बाप
Possibly.
है.
He was.
No duelist
Mata was
comp
kind
भी
of taking
बाप
all of his
है.
kills the first map. We'll say that, but he's starting to Timothy. Starting. This time out here, coming in for Leviathan to sort things out. Figure out where these next 4 rounds are going to come from as they have to deal with, yeah, Scuba's ultimate, but a few of their own. Tech still has that lockdown, so maybe giving space with the knowledge of full retake or having a bit of a mid-push might work out. As they set up a little power play there. Let's see if Sato, or I'm sorry, Com and Tex get anything going in that area.
Yeah, and that's why I thought it was surprising. I don't know if he had it all right on the half or if he got it dying into this one, but let's say he had it. They could have played soft side there with how quick NRG came through and pushed them back.
Suppose any team goes for visiting other time zone area, I say
trying to leverage Sato's rifle on the hero here and the rest of them playing pistols to support.
Yeah, do they play? तो इसलिए एक हफ्ते एक महीने पहले वो
ping enough to activate.
वो region में जाके practice
Cascade goes down, they don't find anything off it. High Tide covers the left. High lows are being played to try to break the crosshairs, but Sato is going to be able to keep that aim under control as he still looks for a few more. Just some love taps from atop the screen, but nothing's going to come of it there as Scuba does find Sato in the mix. And now it is that 3v4 in favor of NRG.
Could have been big there if Tex got another pick through, because that will be 2 weapons upgraded as NRG decide to fall back and fake the fallback. We're going to walk back into the A site.
Yeah, they pulled a peek out. Drawing fights on just about both sides of 410. Oh, just seeing the hair. Ethan got to get a haircut on that one if he didn't already, and this is going to be spiked down, making it very tough for Scuba in this situation. Everybody's low, though. It is doable. Scuba on the trail, knows where one is, so he's going to go for number 2 and see if he can capitalize on this knowledge. Drops the gas. King's going to go down as well. Scuba with 3. The rookie shaking off any nerves.
And that's what Scuba is expected of Scuba going into Tier 1. If you're unfamiliar with this player, he's been so amazing in the controller role. Moving into the VCT stage, onto the VCT stage, has had more responsibility as a Sentinel role, but him playing on Icebox as a controller, right into his wheelhouse. The patience that he displays just to try to figure out where Okeanos was playing. Beautiful Red Bull clutch. And NRG are now running away here with the first half of Icebox. Cascade now to push forward. King forced to fall back. Even love taps and a ping.
King down.
Util to help him out.
King is down. Tarnish the crown to start the round, and now it's going to be another push from Scuba. Finds Tex on the loud rotation there through Kitchen. He thought he was completely safe. The timing NRG has impeccable, and Lev isn't even ready for these moments.
Oh my God,
even in these rifle rounds, the way that they're playing with the Sage, still trying to leverage maybe walls for retakes with the plants. You've seen sometimes some teams try to play aggressive themselves and try to just block out a lane so they could support more players instead of playing King solo right there in front of that B site.
The fuck? Straight up क्यों नहीं खेला वो लोग एक side retake?
Quite surprised too of how that round played across here when Sato brings out the operator. He still has 2 players with him to fight on that side, and I think it's just the beauty of the condition that NRG has been doing here for the past few rounds.
Won't expect another one right away. Oh, the audio just clicked in on that left side. What a tough fight. People are coming from every direction.
I mean, the op stays at least here for the side of Leviathan. They have full ults in the arsenal. Blade Storm, that means, is available for Sato. You could maybe go for some sort of play. Remember, you have Okeanos in the roster here for the team. You could play Blade Storm off on the Sage. Trying to grab gamble up the way that you did. Now elevation, with the op from Okeanos probably wouldn't happen, but it looks like they're gonna just opt on having Sato trying to peek through here.
The cascade for safety. He's gonna go to the peak. Sato pulls off an unbelievable shot there. Almost gets the quick scope as well. Back up onto pipes when he sees it's going to be Mata trying to come over and create a little bit of a fight between the two. Standing tall, he's going to have to get out as it gets a little too sweaty for him in there, but he hasn't hardly taken any damage as Mata actually drops him with a pinpoint shot.
Buddy, submarine.
Trying to sort the team back out. Let them know. Come with the 3K coming off for the Hunter's Fury from Icebox spawn. Name a more iconic moment. And now it's going to be even more from the team. Tex gets Ethan with the Sheriff and it turns around in the second round for Lev just like that.
And thanks to the res, it becomes a flawless round pretty much for the side of Leviathan. But what a shot from Sato to kick things off. Disrespecting the Molly. Thrown by Som. We gotta see that. Oh, I mean, I wish we had that on the replay because that was such a sick shot. To engage everything here on that side and a triple kill from Com with the Hunter's Fury from that spawn. I feel like there was potentially even a slow orb to combine with that. Thrown here by Okeanos. So it definitely looked like one of the players that had a hard time falling back here from the ult. That said, this round now we're forcing the orb once again on the back of Com, picks it up, even goes for a deep drone. So now the controls towards mid and B site for Leviathan. Almost seems like you're starting to see Leviathan taking a driver's seat here on defense.
Yellow, all NRG's property right now as they start to move forward. This got him into a little bit of trouble last time when they started moving, but they use the horizontal wall instead of allowing a bit of that space towards Snowman for safety. Wow, Mata's so far forward here.
They have to be aware of that one though, because that wall went deep towards that spawn. And Leviathan had no information on that side.
Jumping across, that's going to be a solo hit from Sato. Jeez, just the one tap. Another one from Som. Every corner Lev turns right now is a deadly one, and it's the same thing for Tex. Can they sign off with one more to come? Yes, they can. Mata and squad take it right back for an 8-2 scoreline.
And that's where it slowly falls apart from the side of Leviathan. I mean, Okeanos still checks that corner, so it becomes a duel. That once again is won by Mata. Remember when he held that angle against Mata inside kitchen, still lost that fight. And then right here where Sato doesn't clear the corner for a soft attack. That was basically the nail in the coffin. Allowing NRG to just have a big pulse plant out in the open where they could set up a crossfire from yellow, back green, and also from the spawn from where Mata was at. Leviathan realizing the fast tempo on that side. They have to add more players to support. And that's where I would have thought Okeanos moving forward to set up that wall, but it's instead to set up Sato with the op.
I suggest you move.
Oh, completely clearing the site. NRG has it free for the taking right now, but it doesn't want to be given up. King actually stays quite close there. Gets himself into a predicament, and now, oh no, the rotation around Scuba has been such a thorn in the side of Leviathan on Icebox.
भाई वो क्यों अपने आगे से निकला वो आया था
They do not have to worry about a flank.
Recon या कुछ नेट भी आया था
They got 2 shock darts, an updraft if Mata needs to reposition and really get some crosshairs broken to boot. And yeah, this is so annoying, so high up, but he's got to keep his eyes forward, focused on the enemy, and that's NRG 9-2 on the first half now.
Recon Dart even had 2 pings coming out. Nobody to break it on that side.
Second match ही करने वाला था.
And an insert that was unexpected on the side of NRG, where Scuba gets that pick from the garage. That is just so unlucky where that previous round that Leviathan seems like they had the right footing to take the driver's seat on a defense, but NRG's been controlling this the whole time.
If they have the site, it's theirs. And we're hardly seeing it be taken back unless NRG pushes forward out of the site again.
Yeah, but I mean, for that type of hit and also to have Scuba still inserted towards garage, that was never shown by NRG's side. So you're staying deep in that playbook, and Leviathan goes back into the guessing game of where the next hit's coming for NRG. 5 players now grouped up together. Now look how early this drone is coming out from at middle. Sees nothing there. They have A side control. They're thinking it's towards B at least.
They should have strong numbers here. It's definitely not the soft site for NRG as Mata goes ahead and tries to go for the push through again. It's going to be a different wall. not horizontally against the site, but perpendicular, as now they keep these quadrants to fight in, and Lev's going to benefit from this right away. Com wants to push through, not using too much util yet, waiting for the team to clear the spots, and they just wait for the wall to drop for the surprise kill. Brock on yellow, low, and all eyes trained on him.
Sato picking up the last kill as well to salvage the round for Leviathan in round number 12. All came down to great scaling towards the end though for NRG to move up towards that B site, but you just had to win your fights in the back there. And that just unlucky. Missed timing on that harbor wall coming up. Okeanos gets a free kill, and everything falls like dominoes on the side of NRG towards the end. Although, they take the lead now with a 9-3 curse.
Well, we still have one more half to go going through this matchup, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
कुछ कांटेक्ट लगाओ bring demon 1 in T1 VCT. Excuse me. ऐसा ब्लॉक कर तो ना तब फिर एनर्जी कुछ ज्यादा क्लीन कर लिया ज्यादा क्लीन खेल लिया यार एनर्जी यार सेंफा होता था तो भी हेवी क्लोज जाता था डिमोन चाचा का लड़का है बिंक्स भाई मेरे को वो भी बोलने का नहीं होगा 8:30 बजे ये बातें हो रही है
9-3 is where NRG left off versus Leviathan here on Icebox on map 3 as well. We've gone back and forth here from Lotus to Haven, and now NRG has just come out swinging on the attack side of Icebox. And see if they can put up some stellar defense. It's Lev's turn now to see if the playbook is the right one to grab the win today.
Again, you'll see similar lines on how Leviathan will attack. The sites here, the Sage Wall is going to help them, just like the Cove will. But that change, or the difference here, is that you won't be able to pressure as much as NRG did here on their attack side. That said, though, Leviathan focusing on an A-side hit. Som is playing Alatex. Has a share to work with and using the turret for aggressive info.
Keeping a little height here. 410 cover. They had to hear Som's little jump there. I don't think they know where it goes from that point.
It was all silent.
नहीं, कैसे sound आएगा? नहीं आएगा.
Step for Com coming in. Oh, that doesn't see me. Man, they're just going to walk this one right out. Som being very patient as well in this situation, so credit to him. Does King keep lurking, or is he just going to call him back before they make a move? Inserted A now, and man, NRG is ready to defend A, so this could work out beautifully for Lev.
Yeah, it was double inserts, and this time focusing the call. King is definitely bringing everybody towards that B site. Bana is going to play it alone, but still has dash to work with. No cloud burst.
Oh. Not
needed yet. Can still hold the angle and fight and escapes here, and he's going to play his numbers. Wait for the team to rotate across.
Ooh, okay, Tex. Been waiting to get that mid coverage in, was watching for the turret first, and now Okeanos trades one across. They are going to be able to get the site over towards B, but it's still NRG thinking this is going to be with an A hit because of that mid pressure being so constant.
10 seconds left.
What a sell.
They continue to play inserts. This time it's calm on middle. They'll hear the rotate of two players. Unexpected is a third. And finally gets info on all three.
Oh. Can he do it again? Another one from Com under the pressure of two more players. And now they can wait this out. Still a 2v2, but that's low for NRG. The Sheriffs are going to have to hit heads almost immediately with Ghosts in both the hands of Leviathan's players.
Shotgun did so much damage there on Tamada. Almost a guaranteed round now. Mata gives his position away.
Okeanos coming up with a few kills. Wouldn't be too bad to have that res up as well going into these rounds.
Possible?
You want to see that here from Okeanos' side. He was a little bit more quiet in how he was getting shut down on the defensive end. But this time forced up to play around his walls, getting the plants down, getting res up. Definitely start seeing his value here on the Sage on the attack side.
Yeah, Banca probably just watching his team be at the wrong side each time there.
Why they over-rotate probably at this point.
Very hard.
Now anti-eco for Leviathan. A solo play. Once again, it's Som towards this A site. NRG been leveraging this KJ to hold this area on the past 2 rounds. To try to activate Mata a little bit more around the B mid area. Want to focus on that in the later rounds. But all of them are basically playing themselves a little line to support each other. Into an orange side hit from Leviathan.
Here.
Good morning,
Bob. Now. Leviathan can just drone in and realize there's only Som playing for now and be a free plat.
Yeah. Drone or some easy eyes to enter the site. Get Sato online, top plant, so they can go for very big post-plant plays here, especially with that nest plant. And now they just keep it safe. 2 of them back of site, though. I mean, they are against classics, but they're just going to help each other out with the power of these Phantoms.
Oki found so much information.
Okay, the Spectre's kind of doing some work, fans. The upgrades are coming through. Looks like they could get Som. No, he hasn't gotten an upgrade just yet. And the Sheriff shot misses on the first one. So another good push for Lev here. Control on the site, control on grabbing it, and we see Sato very much just the front of walking into these with a drone to enter in when they know it's a lower buy. They can get away with it.
It did some damage there onto Calm. That was annoying. I don't know if he was trying to tap onto that spike. He just got into the rope every single time, but at least he'll die to spike. That's Leviathan now winning their anti-eco. Mata's already going for the operator, a glass cannon, as you just saw here before we went into the replay. But this, it was just easy. Coming out here from Leviathan's side, all that information was gathered on how Okeanos was just jiggling around his own wall towards screens. Saw here Ethan down towards his wall, 2 players up towards heaven. So just getting lines set up. You're seeing what NRG should have been doing here on their A side with this Viper Wall shot guard combination. You're doing that here with slow orbs on that end. Trying to deny orb control on the defensive side, but if they want to commit towards that side, I mean, they'll beat up with Mata's operator.
I don't know if they want to find that. Nobody's even gone right side. I mean, Calm took this Marshall away from Tex. So you can even tell that they want to play a little bit more post plan if they can get the distance on one of these sites.
Bro, B fake करके वापस ही जाएंगे क्या ये लोग?
Has such a deep drone coming in here from White. That will maybe force, maybe not after that. The drone came through, spotted 2 players across, and now NRG knows that this is just a fake on either end. They can keep their numbers clear at 2-1-2 and just leverage their weapons here against the bonus.
Oh, okay, I thought they were going back. They were just doing it for a bit of pressure to make sure nobody made it in between these 2 coming through now from Sato. And Okeanos, the duo. Here, looks like they're going to be able to get at least a free plant, maybe some util damage, but it should be a post plant. Som wants to make that post plant a little bit easier for the team with a quick kill and stays anchoring inside the site. Scuba from Snowman's able to capitalize on 1-2. This is going to make Lev rethink everything that's happening. Another round that they decided to take down to the clock is not going to be to their benefit. And they've only caused themselves more problems here. Tech's able to get forward and get one. Not enough time to plant anymore. They're just looking to finalize some kills, get some weapons out of the hands of NRG, and a round slightly fumbled there by Lev. Goes right to NRG.
What is going on here for that round?
Hello?
One, you're fumbling the spike all over the place to not get a plant down, especially when the second guy trying to plant died. But after that, you leave the spike towards yellow, you're running up for fights. NRG had the idea to try to stay alive so that you just keep the pistols going to the next round. But they're losing players in the process. You get weapon upgrades for those that kept their pistols. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Still around for NRG. I'll give them that.
Yeah. What should have been that bonus, Lev was kind of just making their way through. It looked like at the beginning. Good for NRG to come through. Mata still with the operator is going to let people know he's got it if they look over towards A.
The reason why I was saying to try to keep them alive here with just pistols into the next round, that's only 1,000 credits moving into this one here.
Yeah.
So, yes, they kept 1,000 credits, but they also freely upgraded 2 rifles. So Leviathan still has a clean buy, full armor on their end here. In round number 16, staying as a group and playing the old Lev style, the 4-1 pretty much, with text finding all the passive information so that the rest of the team can work together.
And I feel like it works if they go a little faster, right? If they're just in there and they commit to that plan. Because it didn't seem like they were too pushed off last time, just didn't have their smokes up and angles. So they go in once more for it. That's going to be the wall this time. Okeanos get the surefire plant here with King looking up high. And now they're somewhat in the same spot. No mid push just yet. It may come late with the kill going on to Sato.
Shot.
Or not Sato, I apologize. Sato gets 3 inside sight. Being the aggressive Jet right now. And that's going to cause pause for NRG.
Just smiling the whole time too.
Possible है भाई 10-7 लेकिन वो लोग buy करेंगे भाई 2 guns
like Sato style. Yo, bro.
Anyways. You got to remember him and Kamu are starting to get even more frags for themselves. We're having a tough start to this. And it is a part of the team that Lev needs to have that energy, have those frags from Sato, have that confidence going into the sites as well. And the moment they get it, they start to change things around.
And that's the beauty of a lot of these duelists coming into stage 2, especially on the Brazilian side. You look at Spike as well, how they commend Spike over at 2G. The timing that he's able to find here on attack side as a Neon. I think Sato is doing the exact same thing so far as this Jet. And how he played as a Euro in that previous round. I mean, to updraft on top of that, to get the 3 clean kills on 3 separate occasions right over here. Heads on a swivel, quick flicks to get these picks. And that's a gun round that he's playing against, and he's winning all these fights.
Keep taking your fight. Yeah, keep taking your fight.
She's just up on a top angle too. It's like, somebody peek me. I'm just feeling really good right now. Well, all that pressure and all that peeking is actually going to get a timeout from NRG as they lost that site to just Sato. So reorganizing who's there, how we're taking it, how they're communicating. I mean, they're up 10-6, so this is kind of a reset. I'm sure Bankar's not incredibly angry at the team, but they have so much to utilize here that I think they're kind of letting go to waste.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you had such a strong lead at a 9-3 going in from the half into this one here. You've only picked up 1 round so far away. They've been quite dominant on how they worked as a group, right? That was the biggest thing that helped out for NRG to pick up all these rounds on their attack side, on how quick they were to trade out.
Question is, क्या वो लोग buy करेंगे और एक बंदे को करेगा?
Sato, an opportunity to reset. Sato, an opportunity to reset. And you can't let the star duelist on a side of Leviathan do that to you.
My volume is
make sure here that you're a little bit cleaner on the 3-2-1s. Everything else so far from the game plan has been pretty good. I mean, they've had their players at the right positions. The beauty here that NRG has with this double controller play is that they can actually just play a little bit offside, a little bit soft here and there, because you can flood retake with the harbor walls. This time, though, it's a harbor wall in the front of that B side. Flush him towards where Mata is with this operator. But he's already forced out of his position on the top of Jenny.
Mata about to lose that dash. Wonder if the position will change or if he's got the coverage. Oh, that timing. The ping goes through, but it draws his aim a little bit too far into that wall as now they take him down on a beautiful ping coming in from Com. Sato again starts off the round, a 4v5 now to be played by NRG, who have every member here already. No, the rotation stopped from Ethan, thinking this pause from Lev gives them a thought it might go the other side. But it's not. It's instantly forward from Sato, another one through the spam almost. Ethan just stubbing his toe here and he's down. That's gonna be one. Sato looking for the ace. Looking to throw out some more PCs from iBuy here, and it could be as they lead him forward. They're gonna let this happen. It is Sato coming up with the iBuy power ace.
A big hit. Ba-bum, ba-bum for sure. Another series of clean shots out from Sato. But it starts off with a beautiful combination once again. Yes, from Com's recon dart, but the slow orb coming out here from Okeanos to get the combination and punish Mata, and allowing Sato to do what he does best.
Make sure you're checking out iBuyPower on socials. Hashtag unlock your ace. The PC gave away for the first ace of the week, as well as other goodies with that $100 gift card and iBuyPower rewards. So check it out. Sato's, he's giving away PCs a lot now. So many aces, 2 aces now to start off his rookie stage. And it doesn't look like he's going to be stopping anytime soon at this rate.
Yeah. Oh, the fuck, bro.
Next thing you know, he'll only catch up to Icebox.
Young kid, bhai.
How he's currently playing.
You wonder if you just keep him going and built up with the utility behind him. He looks like he can do anything. He's going ahead. The spear of this attack right now as the team calls it forward, going towards B once again. A little close. Yeah, Sam, you look for a cheeky kill.
Attack में usually vandal ही लेते. तुम लोग को दिख रहा रहेगा 3 vandal है.
I think I heard the blade storm coming out here from Mata indeed. Yeah. So already floating and hoping for openers. As you already close and flooded close for the side of NRG. That's the first big pick. If they get a second one here, maybe a lockdown.
Ooh, blasting through their own wall. Making that defense into an offense real quick. And it's getting kind of crazy in the site as they don't have too many positions past this harbor wall now. Ethan didn't think his wall going down that fast. Does lose his life for trying to put out a bit more util. Oh my God. Sam.
Oh, that was something for sure. What a flick coming through for that 2K. And that's off a thrifty round for NRG. Remember, it came down to Mata floating across. I mean, look at that again. And that's just thanks to it. Come on! That's just thanks to his own util. Leveraging that lockdown after Mata gets those 2 picks. You force those players out and they just run back into your crosshair.
Ek round timeout
now. I mean, you have to. That definitely knocks the wind out of your sails when you're starting to come back here on the side of Leviathan, and that happens. Mata now already dropping 20 kills before they actually even make it into 20 rounds of this half.
Huh?
He's doing a lot of work. He does not like that he got those last time, and Sato was able to topple him down. I'm sure he came into this one wanting a little revenge. And he's going to make it happen. The operator, too, to start laying down the law and what angles are safe and what are not. Now it's, I think, up to Leviathan to avoid this, or at least find a way to dislodge it. But I think that is the way harder choice of all the two, or of the two. So avoiding it is probably the best goal.
I mean, they'll probably have to understand that Mata is going to be back with the operator before. And when you talk about the tip of the spear being Sato, he did an excellent job instead of dashing in to just dash away here, baiting a shot away from Mata. Kind of like what Mata did when they were going for the execution towards the A side. So I love this different types of looks on. Sometimes aggro, sometimes not on both of these duelists on Mata and Sato. That said, though, they have their own blade storm. They have a res to work with. So maybe off this timeout is to stop the momentum from NRG, keeping the energy up for Leviathan, and also allowing Sato to be relatively more aggressive to try to get these picks.
He'll
get a res out from Okeanos after if he falls down. But unfortunately, they might have to use that Vertex. Oh no!
Whoa. We've all had those reses. We know that feeling. But yeah, they get Tex back up. Why not? Just a quick up and down of the gas orb in mid. Leaves an open spot for that first kill, but it is refreshed with the Sage res as they start to make their way towards A. Sato very far behind that drone, so they're going to wait on it and open up the site with a lockdown.
Now you're just playing into NRG's style now with this composition, so give up the site, play Flood retake with the double wall. Instead, they want to choose using the wall first and Flood right after the lockdown.
He knew the cascade was coming in. He changed his position to step forward. Sato reading the play gets the better of NRG as they try to waterfall into the site.
Yeah, Mata's already scratching his chin, thinking about the next round. I mean, a nice idea, attempt by NRG side.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for everybody to group up together to go for the Harbor Wall retake, they just wanted to play off, not allowing Leviathan to move in for even a plant after their own lockdown.
And they get the op.
Went too much for a stroll there this time for Mata. Hey, he doesn't have enough money for an operator moving into the next round.
Also, ये विविंग का ऑप्शन क्या है?
In fact,
भाई रिप्ले सिस्टम आ चुका है भाई. हाँ आप एक एरो लेफ्ट की एरो पे क्लिक करोगे ना 10 सेकंड मेरी स्ट्रीम पीछे चली जाएगी वापस आके देख लेना स्ट्रीम ठीक है सुबह के 9 बजे यहाँ पे इंसान सोया नहीं है रिप्ले सिस्टम कब आ रहा है मैं राइट के हेडक्वार्टर्स में बैठा हूँ
Dislodge him in the back of A.
Now Sato gets his own 20 kills.
Yep. It's a battle. We love to see this between the duelists here. Oki with a quick flick up to Mata, not allowing anything to happen, and there are so many there. The rest of NRG can't even protect.
So you're seeing they have to do the hero play after losing a player early. Take map control somewhere else. And you hear it, lots of noise being made by Scuba to jump back down towards the boiler. Because they have some inserted in the spot. If anything here, he's going to hear the footsteps rotating towards the B side. If not, a surprise kill right here.
Oh. A little bit of a wider swing there from Sato to help the secondary swing, and the crouch catches Sam off guard. Everything going right now for Leviathan, but they're going to be running straight into a few members. That util not really going to come into use now that you have Sam down on top of yellow, so this is all clear for Sato.
Yeah, unlucky for Scuba, gets a dink here with the ADS on the Bulldog, and Okeanos refreshes the health, so full health is their whole Leviathan roster. Looking to fight for B control, while we have an insert once again on Boiler this time for King, so he calls for their team to rotate across with 30 seconds left. Here's the rotate across, this should be a free kill now. On, yeah, to Brock.
Nice backstab from King there to insert so well. You can see the NRG's rotation like that means they really don't know where the map control is going back and forth right now. And Lev has just kind of coined these pressure cooker plans for this stage so far. Down to red timer again, and they just have NRG wondering how to set up that defense.
It's just good heads-up play from Leviathan and how they scaled up on that map. I mean, you've never seen Mata move out towards the A nest. Yet, you have Okeanos looking up there. Gets that pick on that spot. Som gets an insert. We talked about the noise that was made towards Boiler for him to get control. And a surprise kill, and Sato still checks that spot.
Yeah, I think that's one of the smart things that you bring up is Mata hasn't pushed that, right? And we didn't even see Lev go forward and happy with that kill. They backed up and went to check mid because they're like, this is very different. We need to check everything. And they came up with more kills because of that cautious play and re-clearing the map. Sato. Well, it got to end it with another one, apparently. Just one more. They hide in the cove for safety.
Exactly, to try to save their weapons in the next round. Yet Ethan walks out, gets punished by Sato. And you're only able to save a Boiler. Bulldog into the next round. Let's talk about Boiler kills right here.
Putting them on the Boiler. That's a lot of heat that Sato is bringing right now.
Max paisa Sato was Max.
Both coaches having a little bit of time with the team recently as well, so
maybe
seeing how that plays out.
Both fairly new into the roster. Desmo coming into stage 2. Bonker making his return rather.
Yeah.
Here.
And now NRG are in a difficult scenario in terms of econ, but they've gotten value the previous time that they had that this scenario. But it's off of Mata. Doesn't have Blade Storm to work with this time around, but has Guardian. Playing a long game. Som picks up this orb. They'll have lockdown for the next. Big round of ults for NRG.
4 crucial ulti by NRG के बाद GG. GG.
They move away.
It is over.
Okay, Sato sees
NRG
one. They're gonna start dashing through everything. And yeah, setting up position. So there's no lurk this time. This is a committal. NRG is going to have a chance to really bite down on this once they realize the members of Lev are here.
Oh, no.
Maybe more kills to come through. Sato's going to be able to trade that one back to not make it too bad. But yeah, the spike is delayed. It's going to be a long rotation, though. Mata hasn't heard the plant, so they're keeping him off of it. Brock tries to delay it even more, calling Mata through mid to see if they can get a bit of a backstab off of his Guardian.
Pit available for the retake for Scuba.
King answers onto Sam, though. Oh, Tex finds ahead with a quick click right there. Brock's only going to be able to do so much with this Sheriff. And we can question if it's enough, but they are moving away, so it is NRG that has to take this space uncomfortably.
Mata was looking for anybody to push out from more
space
into orange. Nobody pushes there. They fight towards the spawn for Leviathan, and clock is not in the favor of NRG right now.
One for Brock, not enough on the defuse as he goes for another kill. He will save the Vandal out on this one. Sato has knives going into the next round, but you mentioned it. NRG is stacking ults here to try and get around for themselves and get it on the game point.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sato already used it for the opener to take
it
control towards
That's right, he did pop it on the way in to B. You're right.
That could have been super dangerous right there. That bulldog that was saved into this round immediately broken up as the wall came through, and if there was a gap and no communications across here for NRG side, Leviathan. Or sorry, say
yeah,
no GG. Leviathan side NRG definitely could have put themselves at map and series point as they're calling out the last time out here for Bonfire. Back into a scenario where you have the operator out for Mata. We talked about the ult cycles that they should have available going to round number 22. With how they maximize their orbs, getting Som one away from the KG ult. Him dying to a player will allow for him to at least get the lockdown now.
Yeah. I think it's this is a really good setup that NRG has going here. Like the future rounds for them, they've been sorted between do we rotate because they're hitting, or do we leave somebody at the site until the last seconds and then be late to the plant? They have all the ults in the world to slow the round down, so they really don't have to do either. They can kind of stay default here because I feel like Lev's been back and forth and getting the soft side each time.
And exactly it. Soft side is probably the name of the game so far here for NRG. I mean, you have a lockdown available. I would expect it potentially having Som playing towards the A side because the KG ult would get good value for the ult retakes from screens. And have Mata play top yellow to not allow here Leviathan to get early B side control. But instead, it seems as though they want to potentially put Mata into mid control in the beginning with the op. And indeed, he'll set himself up at bottom two.
Oh,
toe shots.
Yeah. So that's out of the timeout. That's thwarted, right? Now they got to position this differently. This play protocol probably still works without Mata getting a kill there. But they are coming out of this timeout really wanting to get away from that 11-10, put a bit of a round gap in between, and finalize this game. Oh my God, the patience. Lev's expecting more pushes. Mata was expecting it first, and he takes down Tex.
What a heads-up play.
Oh, and another one through the window as he gets himself to safety with a dash to the left. And yeah, this is Mata's round. It's exactly what NRG needed to up the pace.
We'll get a third.
Of course you can. He's got one more in the chamber. Is it going to be enough? He zoomed out. Oh, you give it to him. You can't stay there. He'll hit it every time. Another ace. We've got one from Sato. Mata waiting for the peak here.
I mean, it's smart for him not to chase this. NRG will put themselves at 12. He loses. They might not be able to buy it in the next round. I mean, I guess Brock has money to work with, but not the rest of the team.
Oh my God! To make it happen like that, son. Come on!
I was expecting King to maybe save his rifle for the rest of the round, but tried to go for the econ damage. But I just wanted to mention that part. There's 3 players waiting for him at blue to try to punish a push down towards middle, and he just isolates that single angle to get that pick.
15 plus stream already and dedication. Thank you, Viper.
Watch this like this.
Another eye by power ace coming through from Mata. And man, he was flicking angles too. Okay, Tex with the operator on the other side.
Like,
that we'll take this. I mean, he's got a little duelist in that history. Let's see what he's got.
Under tube again, all the way back from spawn.
He said shh for a moment, but it's not an ace just yet. Game point, that's a big way to open though. Starting with the 5v4 conversion in your favor, and can they convert is the question. Attempt Scuba's ult here and see if he peeks out, or at least make sure he doesn't make any noise is what they're over here for.
But thanks to Mata's ace on that previous round, the ult was kind of needed here for NRG's side, so now they're leveraging this round here, trying to funnel the players back towards the east side. You have Reckoning and Lockdown to work with. The much time that you waste here on this side, you might even try to stack here or rotate ult to ult for the side of NRG.
That's clearly a different drone than Com has been using every time. That drone usually gets all the way up to the site, so they know the pressure isn't really something to be worried about at A. They're going to take a safe position, but Yeah, it doesn't look like too much movement. Now that they hear the wall in mid, though, that is definitely going to activate them Vans as they start to head towards B.
There you go. There's a reckoning first, so they want to leverage a lockdown for the retake. Big fight from Viper to Viper inside the pit, potentially to ensue.
Plant goes down under concuss, no problem. But that is actually going to be Spike planted with a kill going back and forth. Lev bring it down 3v2 in their favor right now. Scuba. The res isn't going to work on that one. And now it's King and Calm. Two that have done it before. King holding just patiently, trying to find another tag just to help King on the close fights get through this one. Calm should have the angle. No problem here. He gets King after the dart is fired, and they're working off this teamwork, just drawing the vision, making the double takes happen for NRG and making it impossible for the frag to come through. Bite down Scuba here in a huge moment, but it's going to be Calm that takes the step a little bit further in to find the kill.
Bro, idea to smoke up and fight one place.
Again. King Calm coming up huge against NRG's retake or post-plant hold.
Those
two have such good chemistry when it's coming down to these moments.
Yeah, and I was just about to mention the lack of communication that came through. Okeanos ran over towards yellow side just to get the res up, but you still had Scuba inside that pit.
Yeah.
So he's not accounted for. He gets 2 free kills. Yet again,
by King
the veterancy coming out from NRG with King and Calm. Keeps them alive here in round number 24. All of those ults were used here by NRG on that previous round. Leviathan has a fighting chance now with the pit on their side. The last round of regulation.
That's the kind of stuff you need to hype up the young fraggers here. Okeanos and Sato go to work. Sato already making things happen. Looks like he'll be here at the front once again, ready for the team. Seeing what util they have towards the right side. Looks like he'll get another drone into the site. As they push towards yellow, it again is going to be one to hold, and it's Scuba absolutely shutting down the site to get 2. A third one from Sam, and it's not looking good for Lev, but it's looking amazing for NRG. Fighting 4 of these rounds, and the ones they've taken have been beautiful. This last kill now onto King. If they can find him, means NRG solidifies the best of 3. And it's all but done.
अच्छा close गया. अच्छा comeback मारा बे. अच्छा comeback मारा.
As he rains down blades onto King, and NRG will find the win over Leviathan.
And what a great way to close out the series, to see every single one of these players on the side of NRG step up to the plate in the last round of regulation. A 2K coming up from Scuba, a player that you wanted to see here find his groove. A slow start in week number 1 was looking great here in week number 2, and finally highlight reels, especially on that clutch of that 1v2 on this map here of Icebox. And you're starting to see here an NRG that looks more complete now, playing off each other quite well here, and it seems as though
भाई लेव नहीं जा सकता भाई. हाँ, लेव प्लेऑफ पे नहीं जा सकता है अभी. 100 थीव्स के अगेंस्ट है और क्रू के अगेंस्ट है. एनआरजी ऑन द अदर हैंड अगर आज हार जाता था तो फिर भी प्लेऑफ जा सकते थे, क्योंकि उनका एमआईबीआर के अगेंस्ट है और क्रू के अगेंस्ट है. फक यार, बेचारा साटो बे भाई. डिजर्विंग था वो प्लेऑफ के लिए. गलत रूकी ऑफ द ईयर किया है उसने. चलो, आई होप यू गाइस एंजॉय द स्ट्रीम. जाते जाते स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो और सब्सक्राइब कर दो, और मिलते हैं. ठीक है, जो भी लोग बुट कैंप पे आ रहे हैं, सिलेक्टेड लोग जिनको मेल में कंफर्मेशन मिला है कि यस यू कैन एंटर, वो लोग को मिलेंगे बुट कैंप पे, और बाकी लोग को हम मिलेंगे प्रीमियर पे. ठीक है, बाय 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 बाय, अडियोस, चेडवे, अडियोस, टेक केयर, सी यू, लव यू, बाय, गुड नाइट.